With the addition of NX, we've talked about this guy for so many rounds, so many matches. Ever since day one, he was literally the most nonchalant person you could ever think of. That first interview we did back on day one, he was just chill. He was not stressing at all. After their match against the Scythians, he was just like, yeah, I'm just here. This is only the beginning. I'm here to win the whole damn thing. And here we are. Is a dream soon to be realized if he's able to overcome the likes of Reject. And keep in mind, grand final, this is a best of 7. First to 4 will win you the whole damn thing.
Yep. And speaking of 7, if you look back, including the last matchup yesterday against XOXO, Crazy Raccoons has played 7 maps and won 6 of them, which is an incredible momentum that they're going to be walking into Rejects here as the picks and bans come out right off the bat. Emma, I'm not surprised. It has been honestly such a powerful character for both these teams. No Smite from Zero Tenacity confirmed back in the group stages that the Emma ban against Rejects was the key important factor for them winning out Rejects, right? So wanting to take this, crippling them a little bit because Piggy is just absolutely dominating, or not just, yeah, Piggy's back into the roster here for Rejects. It has been absolutely domineering with it.
Yeah, and on the side of Reject, they only made a few additions, taking out a few players and slotting in Marvel and Izayaki, the 2 newest members here on Reject. It's a slightly different roster, but they are still playing to the highest standard as the defending champions.
Indeed, right? Okay, so Mantis locked in for both sides. We have the revival strat being taken up from both teams. They've seen what's happened in the past. We've got the Karmic Mischief, which is the Loki plus Karmic Revival double and double, which is just endless bodies to have to deal with. And with domination being so close quartered, you can't have that flowing through. So that's out of the question here. Aha, targeted pick against Rejects, right? Captain America being taken out from the side of Crazy Raccoons onto Reject, which is really, looking at Marvel, the new the ex Yoyang 1 player.
Yeah, and it's tunneling on Crazy Raccoon's last pick. It had to be the Ultron, or else you don't have a chance to come back. Reject gave Crazy Raccoons a chance to play that Ultron, and Crazy Raccoons, they're gonna gladly take it. But now the question becomes, Reject, they should know that they're up against the Torch Ultron combo. Do Reject have a response to it?
Yeah, that is in the works right now for themselves. They do have the semi-dive element, and it's gonna be the likes of Lastra and Sunghoon for survivability, right? If you're the side of Crazy Raccoons, because both teams are able to really get in the background of themselves, of the other team. If you look at Reject, it's typically the likes of Marvel plus Gargle, just able to get these picks at the right time, at the right place. And meanwhile, Piggy, okay, hopping on the Angela, something that we typically may not see often for domination, but there are a lot of pitfalls on this Hell's Heaven map, and that will play to their advantage here.
Yep, Hell's Heaven once again being the randomly generated map selection for our first map for what could be a long marathon, the longest race for both of these teams in this entire tournament as the gates open up here on Hell's Heaven. Reject going up against Crazy Raccoon. Maybe this is an opponent that they didn't expect, but Reject, as the defending champions, have to get the job done here.
Chat, make some noise! Be sure to shout out your favorite team that you want to win here in the finals for the Asia region Ignite Stage 2, as Piggy's going in for a bit of a hunt, looking for some Star-Lord action, deflecting off just a bit of a tenacious moment. A lot of flying elements here, and finds Vital super low with it, looking for a bit of an action right there, but the bubble from JT3 is superior.
Great bubble, great heads-up play coming in, but Piggy's going right back to it. Is there a strategist to help Vital stay alive? We'll see. No one going down just yet, as both teams playing to their absolute limit here, as the site still has not opened up just yet. Piggy's still chasing down Vital, who will not go down without a fight, but NX Who else to open up here with the opening elimination? But is that going to be enough? Reject still staying alive here as J-Mac punches away Izayaki as Crazy Raccoon look to take early control thanks to the rage coming in from Vital.
I mean, despite the fact that Piggy did their best to isolate out Vital, it was still on the likes of multiple members from Crazy Raccoons to be able to step up to the plate, right, and get like J-Mac on the back line, just harassing Izakaya when it was really necessary. Couldn't force out the Soul Resurgence to save their own skin. So back at it we go. Reject hunting for some opening picks around. Lastro has there's dorsal fin out as the shark. You see Gargoyle with eyes at the back of the head waiting for the shark attack to come in, but it's gonna be J-Max starting things off with a humongous dive, waiting for some buffet feast in their way. Now Lastro has made their appearance, but Gargoyle just sneaks up ahead, playing as a team to take this high ground for themselves. The slam dunk, as well as JT3, humongous Meteor M, and they're unrelenting. They're dropping names on the side of Reject, and Crazy Raccoons bringing their momentum forward.
The combo, J-Mac with the knock-up into the Meteor from JT3. Crazy Raccoon are just absolutely dialed in with a great wombo combo with the two Japanese frontliners of J-Mac and JT3. And this might be Crazy Raccoon with all the momentum here as they look to deny Reject, who did go for an adjustment with the Namor and Hulk combo team-up ability. But so far, can they get the job done here? 6 ultimates available on Reject.
Yeah, that's the one thing they have going for them, right? A lot of incredible Hulk action coming through. Once again, eyes on Vital to hold them off these sight lines. And Gargoyle is right up with there looking for some Spark Sag and absolutely nails it. The Galactic Legend comes up a little bit too late, forcing the end song. Looking for some concert action as they swoop down onto Lastro. The flames erupt, but the shark lives.
Oh my gosh, but look at the timer coming in. 99 is the name for Crazy Raccoon. Finale wants to find some sort of opportunity thanks to the horn of Proteus. We'll find one as the rage is forced to be used to keep JT3 alive. Marvel will find Sungun on the off end of your screen as Reject look to take control now and are getting that precious percentage points up and going.
I thought Piggy had the displacement, but I didn't see the feet light up, so it must have survived as right now, you know, Rejects were able to convert the point for themselves with basically burning all 6 ultimates at once. Crazy Raccoons now having to reorganize themselves because Marvel's on the left, we've got Piggy on the right, Vanguard's flying galore, and they're trying to figure out where to get themselves back into the race here.
A little bit of a moment to breathe for both of these teams as J-Mac looks to go in with the tether, with the feast, and takes down Izayaki. Dobi will follow as well. Finale, though, will find a trade, but still a man advantage in the favor of Crazy Raccoon. And Sungun might just seal the deal with that cosmic yarn as NX and the rest of the Raccoons are going to take over the first round.
Wow, I mean, unbelievable performance from Crazy Raccoons, right? Despite so many things that Rejects were trying to counter with basically pinpoint isolations of Vital, not letting them take too much free reign. You're actually forcing Vital to have to play at ground level from behind the backside. That doesn't really give the Ultron that much wiggle room. But despite all that, you know, despite the fact that Finale burned the Horde of Proteus to get Lastro out of the It's Jeff ultimate, despite Marvel and Gargoyle pinpointing key members, Crazy Raccoons played as a team. I don't really think that at any point in time there was a single player from Crazy Raccoons that stood out from hero plays. It was collectively their dominating effort.
The difference between a top team and an elite one. Crazy Raccoon showing why they made it all the way here into the grand finals. But now they have to do it again. Within map 1, it is a best of 3. Reject, though, as the defending champions, will not go down without a fight.
Oh, 100% not, right? They've already made their immediate adjustments onto the Gamma team up to maybe stall out Star-Lord and NX, who has the, Galactic Legend. So clearing out the squids is going to be the name of the game as Gargoyle looks for a bit of a long-range fight. Those Sparks applying a bit of pressure on the outside, just trying to wrap around, not letting Crazy Raccoons get behind them, but they have to worry about J-Mac absolutely feasting on them. Okay, it's going to be Vital coming in with the Rage of Ultron, forcing Izakaya's Soul Resurgence, flooding this site, taking this under their control.
Here we go. It looks like NX figures out that the time is now to use the Galactic Legend, but can he find at least one? It looks like the answer will be yes. Dobby will go down on the tail end of NX's ultimate, but can he find any more? The Gamma Squid from Finale doing a lot of work here as J-Mac is forced to run for the hills, but will not get to safety in time. But NX quick to trade as Jeff also going to be burned, but Izayaki will find JT3 in the end. Lostro finds the Hulk, and that'll be a key tank, a key Vanguard away. NX just bonks Finale on the head.
They haven't gotten the
Crazy
point just
Raccoon.
yet.
Yeah, still no point. Like you said, no one taking control, no one seizing the site's grasp as Piggy tries to stay alive here, trying to stay in the fight as Izayaki has the Soul Resurgence again, and we are just gonna go back and forth and back again. J-Mac finds Izayaki though. The first damage is gonna be enough to deny the Soul Resurgence, but Dobby comes back with that dance floor.
We've gone through 2 phases of ultimates thus far, and still no one team has gotten a single percentage point on. The team up happens. Marvel's back in the action after the swallow from his Jeff, looking for a bit of revenge onto Lastro. But Puny Banner comes out. No, yeah, Puny Banner out of action. Looking for the final drop with Vital. Now NX hunting around with the Galactic Legends. And finally, after minutes, minutes, it has converted to Crazy Raccoon.
Oh my god, the tether coming in from J-Mac. No one is able to escape from J-Mac's grasp. But Reject, we're able to find all but 5 points. But Crazy Raccoon will take a mile out of this opportunity as Reject. Is there an adjustment here? Yes. Gargoyle now on the Bucky, the Winter Soldier. As the rest of Reject look to find some sort of alternative, some sort of way back in. But Vital is just going to force them away for a few more seconds.
Izakaya hopped onto the Invisible Woman with the Visible Boundary, provides a bit more cover for the Flyers, right? They're really trying to target anti-flying, anti-dive with the composition Rejects have. Gargoyle trying to isolate some of these, but with Marvel being the first one to drop, it's not looking for good for Rejects.
Jeff available for side of Lostro. The stun lands onto 2. It's going to be Gargoyle and Piggy getting taken away, but the rest of Reject will also follow suit as Crazy Raccoon. They're already halfway there. They're so close to seizing control of map number 1. Reject, what else do you have in you?
They have 4 check marks. That's what they have in them at the moment. But they need to come in as a team. Look at how aggressive Crazy Raccoons has played, right? They've got 3 of their own coming in, and they're likely going to have to check those 1. Oh, beautiful Phase looking for it, forcing out the fate of the both worlds. But just a little bit too late was that fate, because Gargoyle will find the demise despite the Dobby's ultimate coming online. They're trying to make it back onto the point here. Invisible Boundary to counter NX, but J-Mac still finds the Dobby. J-Mac, what an absolute rampage! Doing everything! It's Venom's dream! It's the Vanguard's dream to have so much impact on the battlefield here.
Why is this guy a coach? Who put him on the coaching position? Just put him as a player. This guy is going absolutely crazy. J-Mac, the coach, and now a player here in the grand final, the biggest stage of Ignite, just puts on an absolute show. So much CC, so much utility. And he was the difference here as he deservingly gets the MVP.
7 out of 8 maps for Crazy Raccoons have been won by them. The momentum is flowing. You can absolutely tell that they are working as an absolute unit, right? Despite so many adjustments coming up from Rejects, right? The anti-dive from the Gamma team up, Izakaya hopping over to the Invisible Woman to provide some line of sight denial from the Flyers, that is NX and Vital from Crazy Raccoon's side. They basically tried every everything that they can normally think of to push back onto the point. But holy, what a hold from Crazy Raccoons.
Oh, there. Sometimes we argue if playing the lower final right before the grand final is a slight disadvantage. But for Crazy Raccoon, with a commanding 3-0 up against Gen G, they have all the momentum right now. Reject all but had to wait in the sideline, await their next opponent. And now, witnessing what Crazy Raccoons have been doing, and now experiencing it firsthand. Now they're down a map, but then again, they're not out of it just yet. They still have a long way to go. This is a best of 7 after all. So there is still room for Reject to come back into the series. We'll see if they'll be able to after this break.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게. 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야. 운명의 소리 들려. 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작해야 let's go. 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸는 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자총을 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자총을 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해 내게 주어지는 면 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래들의 승리와 명예
The Crazy Raccoons staying true to their name, running rampant over Reject here in this map number 1, taking one for themselves, and that puts them 3 maps away from a championship berth here in the grand final, whereas Reject looking to pick up the pieces. They do have the map pick priority, and we have yet to see what they decide on for their choice.
Yeah, but hey, looking at that domination while we wait for map number 2 to appear here, Crazy Raccoons, unbelievable performance. I'm looking at Twitch and you know, some of these folks are right. King Spud 765 says J-Mac is crazy as Venom. Absolutely right. You know, being in the right place at the right time. This is a coach. Why do we ever bench the coach? But here we have it. It's gonna be Racco coming back as map number 2.
Racco, a great map, a lot of lanes for both of these teams to play around on. This is a map that Crazy Raccoon already played on
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're in a very comfortable situation as Reject decides that they want to choose Arako here. This might be their comfort pick, and I believe they will be also defending first.
Yeah, I think about the picks and bans that need to be adjusted for the side of Reject, right? They went for the lock-in for Luna, which, okay, fair enough, has very strong ultimates, Fate of Both Worlds, even despite it being nerfed by almost 20%, still is providing enough coverage for the offensive ults that might come out. But the Mantis lock-in, it's hard to see the value of a Mantis from an observer point of view, right? So if they continue to lock in the Mantis, that's great, but that means that the rest of the team need to step up to find their eliminations, because you're hedging upon that damage boost to really come true for your front lines, your vanguards, and your duelists.
Yeah, and we saw that from Crazy Raccoon, right? The Mantis pick becoming an absolute key moment, especially in those fights where, like we said, JMac on the Venom just absolutely cooking. But what was the reason for him to be absolutely cooking on that hero? It's actually the Mantis with that damage boost. If you have that damage boost on a Venom ultimate, that's going to be enough to nearly, if not completely one-shot a key strategist, a key duelist even. And that's what Crazy Raccoon absolutely lobbied on. And I wouldn't be surprised if Reject decide to go for an adjustment here in this map number 2. Do they leave the Ultron open, or do they take away the damage utility coming in from that Mantis?
Yeah, that's one thing I'm thinking about. It's also possible to try to nerf NX. It's either nerfing NX a little bit or nerfing JMac, right? I think those two players right now are playing unbelievable, and so we'll have to see. As okay, no classic Emma just coming right off the rip. That is fair. The Ultron being secured by Crazy Raccoons for themselves. The Jeff ban. Okay, the Jeff ban.
I guess Reject are deeming that Lostra was too annoying on that Land Shark. And rightfully so. He has been a very slippery player throughout that entire map number 1. And Reject, they forego the Mantis ban, which Reject could have gone for, but they instead go for the Jeff and will lock the Magneto as well.
That is interesting. This is actually starting to be a bit more common in terms of, like, you know, Emma, Magneto, tick for tat in the early ban phases that we saw in stage 1. And it's been a very long time since we've seen that. But obviously, Piggy, having lost your Emma, you gotta lock in at least the Magneto for the front shielding. The Luna ban is interesting, right? Because now Crazy Raccoons is starting to get into the thick of it, right? They want to cripple Reject just a little bit more with maybe that backline ultimates, opening things up for themselves to maybe run a Phoenix or a Star-Lord, and that might cause Reject to burn their last ban on that.
Okay, both teams do finally ban out the Mantis. Crazy Raccoon actually going for a different approach. Instead of banning away the Adam Warlock, will early ban out the Luna Snow. Do Reject want to take this Adam Warlock? No, it's going to be the Jeff. Still a very strong pick here on Arako. Still a lot of pits to work with. Crazy Raccoon, though, still have a chance to use a ban and a lock on the Adam Warlock, who has been showing up a lot in these picks and bans. So I wouldn't be surprised if Crazy Raccoon decide to go for something, but also at the same time, won't be surprised if both teams don't deal with this Adam Warlock. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I like that for Crazy Raccoons, but that's hard on Marvel, right? Like, the fact that you have a one-sided Captain America, you basically have to fall back to the same kind of composition or options that you had during Domination, which doesn't include a Captain America, which Reject found it hard to tackle the backline of Crazy Raccoons. They basically, like, ran an Angela into Vital, they ran a Hulk into Vital. Captain America does a bit more mobility action to catch these flyers, and with that out of the way, it continues free reign for the aerial pursuit of Crazy Raccoons.
Heroes being locked in very, very soon. NX opting to go for the Phoenix for now. Does have the option to go the... Actually, no, doesn't have the option. Oh, no, he does have the option to go for the Ultron Torch combo if need be, but for now, it seems like Crazy Raccoons opting to go for what seems like a 2-2-2 composition, a default. move for Crazy Raccoon, whereas on the side of Reject, already moving out of spawn, will run the triple, but has the mag, has the Venom, and the Angela. So it's a full dive composition being cooked up here on the defensive side out of Reject.
Yeah, a lot of displacement tactics you can bring. I'm looking at Jeff, I'm looking at Angela. Chat, we're counting down to map number 2. Holler out your favorite team, the team that you want to see it to the end. Do you believe in the Crazy Raccoon's crazy kind of journey so far, or do you respect Reject's name in the game here? As Reject actually getting a lot of space despite the triple. They may be taking these long sight lines, these long flanking angles to catch lateral high in the sky. It's gonna be J-Mac hopping back into spawn to change it up for themselves.
Yep, changes over to the Captain America this time around. Look at the formation coming in from Reject. They're securing every single lane. They secure the left side, they secure the right side, as well as the middle area. And with that spread out, the amount of coverage from Reject.
Oh, I like it.
Makes it difficult for Crazy Raccoons to go in, but being so spread out like that, you can't really focus fire onto anyone. And that's exactly what Crazy Raccoon exposed.
Yeah, it's great, right? Because now they basically enveloped the envelope from themselves and opened things up for basically getting the objective halfway through. A bit of a dive coming in from the side of Marvel, but to no avail so far. Now Lastro already with the Ultron element on, looking to place their rage into the hands of Crazy Rack and Rejects, and finds Gargoyle in the midst of it all. Now onto NX, high in the sky with their dynamic duo, the spin to win. Will find Angela, and suddenly Rejects looking like they're crumbling a little bit.
Yep, they're going to be forced to reset for a tiny bit longer. Marvel getting staggered as Piggy does respawn. Gargoyle looking to use the portal to try to get himself back into the fray right before the first point gets tapped. Yep, it's going to get denied for just a bit longer as the legendary being popped by NX. Vital also trying to team up with the Ensong Inferno, but Izayaki is there to quickly neutralize the burst that is coming in from Crazy Raccoon. Can they keep on going? NX looking to finish off what is left of Finale as he gets swallowed up by Dobby, but it's too little too late.
It really is at this moment. Gets spit out at basically low health and will escape with their life. Now back into the action. The tendrils do catch Vital, but these sparks are flaming and Piggy will pay for their troubles. J-Mac in the heat of it. The shield will find a Finale as well. Marvel goes away for their troubles. It looks like the final meters of this objective will be collected by Crazy Raccoon.
They're getting absolutely torched right now. J-Mac just bashing his shield into the back line again and again and again. And now Crazy Raccoon keep on moving forward. Reject with a quick adjustment. Dobby now switching over to the Loki. Gargoyle now on the Bucky. Can this be the tipping point here? Can Reject find any sort of momentum here?
The poke out, just letting this ultimate build. They have to take the high ground, which is important. Finale. Wary of it, very wary of Vital. Taste of your own medicine, but the BRB does bring that back. Look at how Crazy Raccoons is posturing themselves in this high ground, but Finale has a pixel perfect angle onto so much of the attackers here that they're able to force a lot of these players back. Now Vital going in with it, looking for some end song. It is the end song, at least for Gargoyle, who gets sent back.
Boundary also used defensively from Izayaki. Piggy times his shot perfectly to take out NX, who doesn't have a BRB to rely on, so he's gonna have to sit in the sidelines for a few more seconds. Lostro uses the rage as well to try to zone away Reject. But Reject, they're not gonna waver. They're not gonna use too much. They have a lot of ultimates to work with, and right here is where Gargoyle figures out this is time to shine. A great stun onto 3, but the Cosmic Yard is going to do so much work here as Soonhoon from the backline will take out Gargoyle, denying that exact ultimate as Marvel goes in with the tendrils. Will dive down Lostro 6 feet under. And Reject, though, finally showing some momentum here, showing that they are able to hold for just a bit longer, but NX wants to change that with J-Mac's Freedom Charge.
Yeah, Freedom diving into the back line. He's just a 1v1 looking to take these for a bit of a stroll.
God.
Unfortunately, Goggle was on defense duty, but Izakaya falls regardless. Now the Feast of the Abyss coming up from Marvel to try and keep it interesting. But J-Mac, once again, unbelievable performance right now. Vital with the right clicks that were very similar to what we saw in the previous matchup. Lastro to end things off.
Yo, they are torching the defending champions right now. Reject are... I wouldn't be honest if they're a little bit stunned right now. This is a crazy performance from J-Mac and NX. NX, though, he's done this before. We've seen him do it throughout this entire tournament, just carrying the Raccoons on his back at times. But now it looks like everyone on Crazy Raccoon looks to be online and ready to go. Not only NX is cooking, it's also J-Mac, it's also Vital, it's also Lastro and Sunghun and the rest of the Raccoons. And they are not looking to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, Crazy Raccoons continue their rampage on this high ground, forcing so many players off the reject side. Gargle once again playing defensive hold, right? Realizing that, you know, a lot of players, especially J-Mac, are on the back side hunting those strategists. But now your front side is exposed. Piggy will fall. The stun on to 2. It's gonna be Izakaya that falls as well. Gargle escapes with their life, but not anytime longer. J-Mac fights back. Crazy Raccoon continue to rampage. The rodents pushing this objective along.
What a stun coming in from JT3. Cosmic Yarn even helping out by the likes of Sunghun, giving everyone that 25% damage boost to be able to burst down Izayaki through the invisible boundary. And NX will be that next boundary that Reject have to burst through, but at least they have Dobby's Eternal Bond to break through.
I mean, it allows a bit of a momentum shift, at least for the side of Rejects, but not if JTV does that, right? Through the portal we go back onto the objective, hunting for their next high in the sky. Meteor M looking for a bit of a pick while Finale dashes through and onto the back line. We go Vital out of action. Reject finding some semblance of space as Gargle finds another. Cosmic Revival might be online, and we hear Vital with the Born again, bringing back the lives of Crazy Raccoons for yet another team fight.
Yep, they're still together and they're not done just yet. Here we go. The charge from J-Mac goes in, but JT3, he is threatening with the Eye of Agamotto. When will he strike? When does he see a good opportunity? Nothing, no response coming in from Reject, but there is a zone that Crazy Raccoon have created, and Reject this time around cannot burst through. Crazy Raccoon coming in with a triple.
I need new analogies, Dan. I need things that are faster than bullet trains, because that is the speed at which Crazy Raccoons are playing right now. I'm stunned, right? They're bringing the experience, the momentum that they played against Genji. They're using the same strats, right? Vital back on your signature Cosmic Revival Adam Warlock, right-clicking everyone at the tail end of Phase 2, and then a beautiful resurrection, bringing back the momentum after Reject had burned, like, you know, an Eternal Bond and Eye of Agamotto. Heck to all of that ultimate, we bring the fight back and we push the last meters to claim the 3rd point.
Crazy Raccoon probably are just speedrunning through the grand final just to show the world what they are capable of right now before we are probably going to get inevitably kicked off, as EMEA will start in the soon, but I'm not entirely sure when. But
I don't know if the rate and pace that Crazy Raccoon played, we might not get to that point.
There is a world where we don't even get kicked off. We're going to finish the grand final right before the next one starts. And Crazy Raccoon wants to do just that with a commanding 3 points to their name. Now Reject have to match that to force OT, or else Crazy Raccoons will secure map 2 in a commanding fashion yet again.
Triple for Crazy Raccoons, like they've always done on their defensive half of Racco. Finale to the skies, along with their classic kind of diving technique. It's, you know, yep, it's exactly that. Marvel doing what Marvel does best. The Venom and the Tendrils will find Vital, a crucial one, but probably gets the Cocoon right back to even back this scoreline.
Yep, Cocoon will go online, ready to go, so Marvel will take care of that Cocoon early so they don't have to worry about it at a later fight. Finale and Marvel looking to find an advantageous angle as they look to take control of this lane. A great skewer from Piggy denies Vital of any sort of come back into the map as he is sent to the sidelines as the exterminator of Lastro going online. But Piggy, being an absolute nuisance on this Angela pick, will deny of any sort of comeback. But Lastro does come back thanks to the BRB, but Seung-hoon will fall soon after.
We talk about basically the Resurrect meta coming out strong, right? Crazy Raccoons had to burn a lot, but still, it's the Son of Rejects finding the rate and pace. We've got the dive, the triple dive that Genji was running previously, the Venom, the Jeff, plus the Star-Lord, but Rejects are finding a bit more rate and pace within themselves, finding the right angles to work together and break apart the defense of Crazy Raccoons.
Jack looking to get the momentum into their favor. They got absolutely blown out in map 1. Now looking to find some sort of light here as Finale takes down Lastro, but Lastro comes back thanks to the BRB. This is the season of resurrections after all, as Lastro pops that rage. No, it's not going to be the rage. It's actually Seung-hoon with the Cosmic Yarn trying to give everyone some bonus damage, some bonus HP. Lastro will take full advantage of it, but BRB from Finale will be burned. Piggy and Gargoyle cleaning up house here as the Cosmic Yarn response out of Reject is going to be enough to send Crazy Raccoon back to the lobby.
Apparently, Captain cannot do this all day. J-Mac gets freedom. No freedom for you. Sent back. Chugging along is this objective. And Crazy Raccoon's struggling to put up a bit of a fight with early picks coming out from Finale onto Lastro, as well as a double dive from Piggy and Marvel, making it so worth now coming in with their own Angela, trying to find their a bit of an angle. We'll find Adobe, open things up now. Freedom charge from Finale, just absolutely targeting this Angela. Now it's an Angela v Angela fight. Piggy will get the better of JT3 despite the retribution coming in hot.
Great response though. Vital popping the Karmic Revival just to keep that man advantage even. As the rest of Crazy Raccoons looking to find an opportunity. J-Mac a little bit overextended. NX will trade as well though. And that's something you want to see as Gargoyle does get respawned thanks to the BRB. Yet again, Vital getting taken out by Marvel's tendrils. But Vital having the cocoon will be able to again resurrect again, but Gargoyle snipes away. NX lasers him back into the respawn room as the Reject looking to take control of the first point. Albeit it took them a while, but they do manage to get it done unless J-Mac has something to say about it, as NX and the rest of the Raccoons running rampant yet again.
You turn the sometimes you're trying to chase down as the chaser, but you look behind you and there's someone else chasing you. It's a cat v mouse v cat v mouse so far, but in the midst of it all, J-Mac was able to stabilize the aggressions from Rejects as they have to regroup. This gives the Crazy Raccoons a chance to actually position their forces and posturing just a little bit more. We've got Piggy coming in. Heaven's Retribution being earthbound as NX popping their ultimate regardless. But there's so much Cosmic Yarn in the way that no one's dropped so far. Agamotto, focus fire on Finale, does find the mark.
Found the stun onto 3, but no one goes down in the end. Finale is able to respawn, and Dobie takes away the front line of Crazy Raccoon as the rest of Reject look to finally take over. Overtime meter has come into fruition in for the first time here on Araco, but it looks like it's all Reject as they look to avoid a complete domination from Crazy Raccoon, and they will find a point for themselves.
They will indeed, right? The changes from Crazy Raccoons, not to be undervalued either. J3 making some great work on the Angela to counter Piggy's Angela of their own. But Adobe had a brilliant feast as the Jeff as well to find 2 for the price of 1. Now, look at the way J-Max playing as well, right? Just off their freaking minds. They just have to not overextend, because the moment that happens is just Rejects focusing fire on the front side for themselves.
Quick ultimate checkup here. Vital does have the Karmic Revival. Also has the Cocoon available. That's a key thing to note. So if they ever focus down Vital, he can just come right back and try to revive everyone with Karmic Revival. But Finale here, though, has the ultimate, has Gargoyle also to back him up, as Izayaki gonna get meleeed down. But Piggy and Finale looking to team up to find more and more as Reject look to keep this point moving in their favor. Piggy, great pick coming in, but look at J-Mac just stalling for a little bit, just hiding behind the Raccoon's legs. We'll get spotted out and we'll just run away.
J-Mac's doing so much right now. It's unbelievable in terms of the survivability. Look at the flying. This is an F1 race if I've ever seen it. Piggy catches up to JT3 and will take them down. Now in control of this objective. 60 seconds to be able to push all the way up the ramp into this. Coming with Heaven's Retribution. Earthbound is these players and coming in the dive to follow up the tendrils. So much to be had. And the feast rain good. Sunghoon is on the menu. And so is Vital. Suddenly Reject find their pacing on the back line.
It's all Reject right now. The momentum, they've finally woken up here after that map 1 loss. And Reject looking good here. Dolby threatening with the it's Jeff. Will use it immediately as a zoning potential. Or did they predict a desperation portal play? Here we go. We scrap and fight yet again. As Crazy Raccoon, they want to deny the point here. They want to deny the point now. 10 seconds left until Reject are forced to confine onto the area of the Araco site as Vital and Lostro team up to find one because of the BRB coming in to resurrect Finale, who is going to go legendary, trying to find this pesky little Raccoon. Does find it in the end, but he will maybe get traded in the end, but NX and Sunghoon will come right back thanks to the Carback Revival, and J-Mac will follow suit as the Raccoons. What is going on? Everyone on Raccoons suddenly coming online and ready to go. A quick little laser fight here in the sidelines as Finale does trade out the 2 Ultrons. Both of those Ultrons not going to be available for the fight as Crazy Raccoon light up the feed red. And Crazy Raccoon, out of nowhere, off of a desperation portal, will secure map 2.
Unbelievable. Honestly, Crazy Raccoons, every time I think they're down and out, they come back with a vengeance. They come back with cards that we've never seen before. And it's off the backs of the likes of NX, off the likes of J-Mac to do so much. Lastro as well, coming in clutch whenever they need the right heals, the right potential, the right speed boosts from the bubbles of the Land Shark. It's so much to have to deal with. And Reject, honestly, yes, they are they're multitasking with all these angles like you saw at that tail end. So many 1v1s, so many people calling for help, asking for backup. That's where you get the tick-for-tat trades, but ultimately there can only be one hand on top of the stack pile, and it is going to be Crazy Raccoons.
Out of nowhere, Crazy Raccoon literally flipped the switch, just went absolutely crazy. Shout out to the little 1v1 between Gargoyle and Lostro there. That was a fun one to watch, but in the end both do go down in the end. But oh my goodness. Crazy Raccoon. Is this going to be the fastest grand final we have ever seen?
I mean,
we're gonna have to find out.
I quote Sentinels Glazer 21 on what is this chase, lol. It has been a back and forth so far. Everyone is trying to get behind another flank. The flanks are coming in, the flank is flanking the flankers, and then the third level flanks are flanking the flankers that are flanking. It's an inception of positioning, and Araco lends to that, right? With the teleports that they have, and the positioning around the pillars is the name of the game. And ultimately, you count on the last person at the end of these series of flankers that will be the winners here.
Oh, this momentum though still in favor of Crazy Raccoon. We did see what Reject are capable of throughout that entire map. They looked good, showing some signs of brilliance, some signs of life. So that really does set us up for a competitive best of 7 here. But Reject still yet to have a map to their name here, with Crazy Raccoon already up 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Signs of life, and the scoreboard kind of reflects that as well, right? Like both NX and Finale, Starlords of their own, had 30 eliminations to their name, and there were a lot of ticks and tacks trades, and almost got really close, at least for the start of Reject during that phase 1. But they were able to punch through with some great plays from the dives of Marvel and Piggy. And so, hey, there is signs of life, but you gotta step it up. Time is short. Yes, best of 7 might seem a marathon, but you got to start getting these rounds under yourself. So we're gonna give time to Rejects as well as Crazy Raccoons to reassemble themselves for map number 3. Don't go anywhere, maybe just for a short break for refreshments for yourself, because we'll be right back with more action.
누워진 밤하늘을 가로질러 Oh yeah, oh yeah. 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와 시작해야 let's go 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 처음에 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 세계 운명 오랜 시간 간직해온 열망 까만 밤의 빛처럼 빛나 네 눈앞에 바로 어떤 나라 탑을 딱 봐도 superstar 딱 보면 모르나 널 지킬 나란 걸 지켜볼수록 점점 빠져들어 카리스마 넘쳐 흘러 oh yeah 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와 시작이야 let's go 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 처음에 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해 내게 주어진 운명 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래 승리 운명에
Two maps down and just 2 more to go for Crazy Raccoons to finally lift the finals trophy, at least for the Asia region. Not if Rejects have anything to say about that. Unfortunately, they've been kind of quiet.
Yeah, they're getting absolutely rolled right now. Time is in fact running out for Reject. If they're gonna get rejected from any sort of map wins, this is gonna be a quick and easy victory for Crazy Raccoon, and they will become the first seed heading into the grand finals over in Atlanta. Keep in mind, both these teams already secured their spot here for the grand finals, and now they're just fighting to see who gets that first seed going into Atlanta. And also, there's also a giant prize for that first step.
Yeah, and the third thing, right? A little ego as well. You want the little pride. You want to dethrone the likes of Reject off. Or Rejects want to hold on to be, you know, the domineering kind of kings of Asia for at least 2025. And we'll take it to the halls of Djalia as Rejects map pick will be that particular location. We'll see if they're able to change the tides for themselves.
The tide definitely in favor of the Raccoons. Reject need to find a way to rip it right back into their favor. How do they do it here? They're gonna try to go for Holojalia, like you mentioned, the convergence map of choice for Reject. And this time, instead of defending first, they're opting to attack.
Yeah, maybe control the rate and pace just a little bit more, not let Crazy Raccoon steamroll them because they moving into that can be quite demoralizing. So perhaps a bit of change in pace there, and a change in the ban as well, leaving the Emma open to take away the Ultron right off the rip. I think that's kind of important because I feel like the Ultron, at least for the side of Crazy Raccoons, has been locked in as quickly, for both times, as quickly as round 2. So they want the Ultron for themselves.
Yep, Ultron, but in the end is going to be banned out by both sides. Venom going to be the choice here for Reject to take away, as Crazy Raccoon do secure the Jeff, whereas Reject do secure that Mantis, who has been quietly popping off here in the current meta, providing the damage, providing the little bit of utility, as well as a tiny bit of crowd control as well. But look at Reject though, they're just gonna take away all the dive potential coming in, taking away the Venom, taking away the Cap. And Crazy Raccoons will respond by taking Mantis for themselves as well, and also denying Reject from that Karmic Revival. Okay, some changes here, right? Because like you want to be able to nerf Crazy Raccoon's dive potential just a little bit more. J-Mac has been an absolute beast in the backline for a series of maps so far, even extending past this series. And so you want to be a strip away. Now we get some mirror bans, right? We've got Ultrons on both sides. We've got Loxin or Mantis on both sides, as well as Warlock on both sides, to be able to stop the rampage of Karmic Revivals and wiping out the effectiveness of your own ultimates. Yep, both teams also now securing the Jeff. Finally, as both teams securing Jeff and Mantis for each other. So I wouldn't be surprised if both teams do choose to operate it. No cap for both sides as well. A lot of mirrors happening here.
A lot of mirrors, right? And this is interesting because from a duelist perspective, everything is game, right? And I know some people in chat saying, you know, I forgot, chat's moving a little fast right now, but people are saying, oh, you have to at least ban a Phoenix or a Starlord. That's not the aim of the game right now. Yes, there are some hard hitters, but it is the team play that's really efficient, right? So you want to be able to work around things that can break out your team play. That is Captain America. That is your Karmic Revival.
Taking a quick look at chat here, the channel points, the predictions for map 3 is overwhelming in the Raccoons' favor.
Oh,
and
okay.
rightfully so, because right now the Raccoons are absolutely cooking.
They are indeed. They're in the kitchen. They're doing their stir fries. They're on to dessert soon. I mean, it's a 5-course meal if you're the side of Crazy Raccoons. They're absolutely bringing a Michelin level star delicacy, and they've been killing it with their performance. So once again, all eyes on Reject to bring the fight. Look at the posturing and positioning from Crazy Raccoons, right? Already pushed up all the way up front to make it difficult and more expensive for Rejects to fight their way back in with the high ground advantage that will have to be broken by Piggy. You see them teamed up with a Finale just around the corner. Crazy Raccoons anticipating it, looking in the right place at the right time.
Yep, there's no way for Piggy to go in with the awareness that Crazy Raccoon have. Trying to find a quick angle. Finds Lastro, almost gets the skewer down, but is not able to. But Reject looking to seize control as soon as possible. We'll find a wild Loki yet again. But right now, Reject looking to spread out all over this site, and then looking to go for one collective strike, one collective blow to just knock Crazy Raccoons out of the site.
Yeah, it's still, you know, nobody's game just yet. Everyone is just dancing around structures, not willing to overcommit. But okay, Izakaya has been kind of caught out. But hey, once you slip on those ice skates, away you go. NX in the back line being challenged by Piggy themselves. It's the dive from Marvel to find the tendrils onto multiple players, and that'll be the first pick. Sung-hoon finding some efficacy right there, and the Lastro will get the revenge onto Finale. NX had popped off the end song, couldn't find anybody, so it's a tick for tat so far.
Yep, great trades coming in from both sides. The Lamp's also going to be burned, but right now Reject, they still have to find control of the site. This is a great step, taking out the star player of NX. J-Mac comes down from the skies, takes out Gargoyle, takes a quick nap, and then wakes up to keep on fighting here as Seung-hoon takes out Marvel as well. Crazy Raccoon looking to hold a godlike defense, but Dobie has the It's Chef combo, has it. When does he strike? Here we go, the bells jingle, but he does find one in the end. No, he doesn't actually find anyone. JT3 will just smack him back into the respawn room, and Crazy Raccoon looking to defend yet again.
As quick as the action has been persisting, it's all quiet right now on the Western Front as Reject have to regroup, right? They lost 2, they can't, and they committed an It's Jeff ult as well. Very expensive if you're sort of Reject, having basically no ticks to show for their efforts. So back onto this right side high ground we go. J-Max ahead of the game, but look at the repositioning right now from the side of Gargoyle as well. So hey, NX now being challenged. You can't challenge by the likes of Piggy if you have lanterns by your side. NX just applying these sparks for pressure. The Feast comes out, not much because the healing potential right now against this Feast is too much.
Crazy defense from Reject right now. No one on Reject. Or actually, crazy defense coming in from Crazy Raccoon. Reject struggling to find any sort of footing. Still have yet to take out even a third of the site.
It's kind of fragmented, you know, because Marvel went in for the dive. No one was there now. Okay, NX will respond to just hold things back. A lot of ultimates coming in. Finale does
Oh my god, Finale!
Absolutely wicked shots from NX, shooting out that Galactic Legends, now supporting their player here, trying to get Piggy out of action, forcing them back into the recesses. Reject looked very fragmented. They'll come in with one ultimate and then get quickly zoned out by the rest of Crazy Raccoons, and I don't see the trades from Reject to support the initiator.
20 seconds left now. There is not much time to work with here as NX does finally get bested by Finale. Vital though does have that Cosmic Yarn as the It's Jeff is going to find one, but can he get themselves over to the edge in time? It looks like the answer will be yes. 2 members will go down as the rest of Reject looking to take over. Piggy and Gargoyle will find more as Reject finally, after 4 whole minutes of scraps and fighting, will look to take control. And NX is all but denying the inevitable. But is it enough time? No. J-Mac cannot get the teleport in time.
They still want to commit though. They want to basically move in and stall this point as much as possible. Is that the aim of the game here? No, they're falling back. They're pulling, maybe baiting Piggy out into the open, but with the maneuverability that Angela provides, they're gonna be able to skedaddle out of there. Expensive one for Crazy Raccoons, to be honest, to be able to trigger the cooldown of the strange teleport. But hey, they've got time on their hands, and J-Max already in position to start stalling out this.
Agamotto. He's definitely looking to try to take down the backline, the strategist of Reject, but Seung-hoon will snipe Piggy from the skies as Finale looking for an opportunity, but Dobie will find that pick onto Vital as he swims his way to try to get another angle going. J-Mac still holding on to that Eye of Agamotto, still waiting for the perfect time to use it, but right now, look at the positioning for Reject. They're looking to be on the defensive from the way they're positioned.
They are just waiting and baiting. Agamotto comes in from the heavens, only gets Marvel. The spin to win from Finale, trying to hold things back. Now, Gargoyle coming in with the Soul Resurgence. Both Soul Resurgence actually active as the Mantis proves to want to provide, but the time's up. No more Soul Resurgence. It's NX down for the count. It's Finale now caught within the embrace of the Sonic Seduction, but still finds JT3!
Still doesn't even matter. It's only a few seconds of a stun, and Finale will finish what is left of the Raccoons as Reject. Looking good here as they look to push. They're already halfway, and they might... Oh, gotta be careful, NX. You almost got caught by Finale. The 2-star players, the star player of stage 1 facing the star player of stage 2, and NX will best them. We'll even find Piggy as a consolation prize as well.
The backup prize, just if in case the first one wasn't enough, we'll send another message says NX, leaving Reject scrambling, to fall back into their spot. I'm looking at Izayaki as well, still holding on to the Fair Bolt Wars that hasn't been popped for the last couple of minutes, right? Perhaps not in the right place at the right time, but you don't want to hang on to these too long as they reassemble into the fight here.
10 seconds left right now. Marvel gets absolutely exploded. That is bad news for Reject if they want to keep on pushing here. Dobie does find the mark with the It's Jeff, it seems, as everyone on the Crazy Raccoon struggling to find the Land Shark. They will be able to finish him off in the end, but JT3 will laser one down. Crazy Raccoon looking to hold here as Gargoyle, the main focus of the Inferno. NX will not let you leave, as the Reject looking to desperately try to find a way back into this fight, but Vital with the Galactic Legend will send Reject back into the spawn room, and Reject are forced to settle with one.
Forced to settle with one. Halfway through phase 2 is Reject's initiative to take the offensive first. We'll see if this is good enough for them. We'll see if they're happy with this outcome, because once again, they'll have to put a very, very strong defensive hold against Crazy Raccoons. And we've seen their kind of plays, right? Even with Genji looping around the back line on their triples, sending an early teleport to gain access with high ground advantage is their key of name of the game. Obviously, if I know that as a caster, Reject definitely knows that. So let's see how they try to counter and then re-counter themselves.
Ooh, Crazy Raccoons settling what looked to be a good push coming in out of Reject, but Crazy Raccoon quick to respond. And now on the attacking side, the setup coming in from Reject, it's going to be that triple. No, it's not actually triple. It's the 2-1-3. As Finale, the sole duelist, rocking that Star-Lord, who has been doing pretty well. But he has to go above and beyond, it seems, if Reject even want to have a chance to come back into this map.
Yeah, I'm also thinking about the Dobie's continuing pick of Jeff. There's a lot of focus fire happening. Everyone's very privy to how Jeff is being played nowadays, so the fact that, perhaps the healing pool has much better efficacy than I thought, but hey, I called it right. We're starting off with those backline access, a lot of shields to just prevent the teams from stunning J-Mac, bringing the charge of the rest of Crazy Raccoons to take this high ground advantage for themselves. Rejects aware of the concern, so they reposition themselves around the map to not allow this to be as efficient as they think it is.
Yeah, default move coming in from Crazy Raccoon, trying to get that high ground advantage, something that they really like to emphasize from what we saw back in their series against Genji. Finale, though, jumping up and down, trying to find some sort of openings. Dobie in the thick of it, trying to find some sort of opening. As Piggy might have found a shove. Yes, he does. Sends JT3 off the cliff. As Crazy Raccoon now down a key Vanguard here, as they look to defend. And Crazy Raccoon, do they want to reset just yet? It looks like the answer might be no, as everyone's still staying on that site.
Piggy going back for more, looking for the teleporter themselves and letting the rest of the team kind of full up on this, hunting for the strategist. The dive, perfect from Marvel as well, has the feast, going in for it, chomp onto NX. Vital drops as well. Rejects coming in strong, but okay, turning the tides is the BRB. Sungwoon has something to say about it.
And then resurges the souls of Crazy Raccoon as everyone looking to go in. Okay, you can't even get away with a jet full here as Dobie. Every time he went for one, Crazy Raccoon quick to shut it down. And now Finale trying to find another way to shut down the Raccoons that have been absolutely locked in right now as a stun. Again, only landing onto Marvel as as Lastro steals away the Soul Resurgence and will keep everyone alive. Gargoyle also using that Soul Resurgence as well, but JT3 will pop that Silent Seduction, maybe just to zone what is left of Reject, as Crazy Raccoon looking to overpower and overcome Reject. But Reject trying to stay true to their name and try to reject Crazy Raccoons from this site.
Yeah, just all these isolated 1v1s, but nobody getting too much trades. Never mind, Marvel falls. But see, a trade immediately erupts with Lastro being taken out by the Land Shark itself. Onto this backline we go. Gargle will meet the demise. Can't get to sleep fast enough. But look at the trade here. NX will find is the Yaki, right? The rocket. Unfortunately, NX on a bit of a rampage. JTV finds another, and Crazy Raccoons a punch through. Not if right now Marvel has anything to say about it. They're pushing back into the spawn. They're able to capture this first point, and they want to keep this chugging along.
That's a play coming in from both JMac and JT3. The Vanguards here of Crazy Raccoon just trying to zone away Reject, just to body block the portal from being used. And they do so successfully, and now they're going to get first point. 3 minutes to work with to try to break open the defense of Reject. And that is a great start. Great chokehold coming in from JT3 onto Marvel. And Zoomhoon will finish the job.
Crazy Raccoons chugging along, right? They have the opportunity here to seal the deal. I mean, they're getting ever so close. So Reject will have to touch in pretty fast, pretty hard.
Oh my God,
looking at PK Marvel to make it work for themselves. As JMax already here. Cognizant Amplifier, Vital, just providing all this sustain. But yes, it's the Heavens Retribution coming in. Plus Pit Finale, just aimbotting from the heavens here on the Galactic Legends, but can't find any value because there's so much sustain from the Soul Resurgence.
Great plays coming in. Jade back coming in with the Eye of Agamotto, but Adobe comes in to save the stunned up members of Reject, and Adobe will find two. And now looks to be a great defense coming in from Reject as Crazy Raccoon. They only have one Raccoon alive, and that Raccoon will try to run away. Okay, and gets absolutely skewered down.
I mean, it was like 1 meter left, I think, for Crazy Raccoons to have to do with. The Reject cutting it close. Now, JMac using the teleporter pretty early. I mean, it's 2 minutes. You might as well start things off and burn that cooldown. Oh. Wait, what happened?
Wait, what happened?
Okay, I'm not quite sure what happened. They maybe want to save it. I didn't see a stun coming in from anyone from the side of Rejects either, so they're just gonna walk onto the site.
Oh, that's at least it didn't happen during overtime. At least that didn't happen.
Okay,
they still have a whole minute 40 to work with, so plenty of time for the Raccoons to try to make their way back into this map. But Reject, they have to hold here. Whole 90 seconds left as everyone's starting to use their supporting ultimates. Izayaki still holding onto the CYA. Will pop it now. But Reject have to look for a defense here. Great block, great tracking coming in from the roster of Reject to try to deny the Ensong Inferno, but NX just chasing down, hunting down. But Finale does come back thanks to the BRB as Lastro will laser down Marvel as the rest of Crazy Raccoon looking to make the push happen. 4.3 meters is going to be the difference here from a match point of Crazy Raccoons, and the feed lights up blue out of nowhere. Crazy Raccoons, they are on a tear. They're on that speed run to a 4-0, but they take map 3.
Unbelievable. Even without the teleport coming in, they didn't even trigger the overtime. It was just comfort picks and comfort momentum for the side of Crazy Raccoons. They are on fire, and I cannot overemphasize how unbelievable their coordination and their performance is. Even with the likes of Adobe finding two, throwing them off the edge, even with the likes of Finale throwing everything in the kitchen sink, aimbotting from the heavens with their Galactic Legends, the sustain from Seung-hoon was perfect, the picks, the ring around a Rosie from NX was perfect, Vital playing the shots to perfection, JMac just frontlining everything.
Raccoon are doing it. They're actually doing it. They're so close to upsetting the Stage 1 champions. Reject are, I would assume, absolutely flabbergasted by how well the Crazy Raccoons are playing right now. And we talked about this. They are on an absolute tear right now. They have so many matches, so many maps in a row to their name, and Crazy Raccoon, they're not showing any signs of stopping right now.
They aren't. They're an absolute bullet train. They're traveling at the speed of light, going cosmic light years ahead of their opponents. And right now, Rejects struggling to find some answers for themselves. They're hopping off different elements. Gargoyle trying their best to provide the boosts, the damage as a Mantis player onto the likes of Piggy, onto the likes of Finale. And I see the likes of Marvel and Piggy making those plays onto the dive backlines. But unfortunately, it just looked a little bit fragmented from the start of Rejects. They weren't able to coordinate their dives early enough during the attacking side. They bled out their time, and they could only push their cart so far on their half.
With that, this might be the final 3-minute break of the entire tournament, of the entire season here in the Ignite tournament. We'll see if Reject have a way back in here, because Crazy Raccoons are 1 map away from upsetting the defending champions. We'll see if they're able to get the job done after this break.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게. 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야. 운명의 소리 들려. 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작해야 let's go. 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나. 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 작품을 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 작품을 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해 내가 좋아지려면 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래 그래서 네 운명에
We might be bearing witness to what could be the final map here of Marvel Rivals Ignite as a whole. I'm Dan, this is Multi, and the Crazy Raccoon. They are 1 step away from reaching the top spot here in Ignite Stage 2.
They look to rewrite history. They look to change the stars of destiny, to quote Oxytoxin here in chat. Crazy Raccoons have been on a generational run tonight. If you include yesterday's games as well versus XOXO, they have chained 8 map wins in a row across 3 different opponents in 2 best of 5s and now the best of 7. unbelievable.
Reject. We saw like maybe like a few team fights far in between where they looked good, they looked to have the momentum, but then Crazy Raccoons just out of nowhere, just bam, yeah, you're done. We're just gonna come right back. We're just gonna take that momentum and we will just hog it all for ourselves, and that's what it felt like throughout this entire series. Reject looking for a play, they get the team wipe, yeah, it's all fine and good, and then Crazy Raccoon, they go for a bold portal play, for example, and just from that alone, we're just able to take over.
I completely agree, right? I feel like so far in the last 3 maps, perhaps map 2 or Racco was when Rejects looks perhaps the most coordinated between the vanguards picking the right targets to dive in at the right time, and they're then able to coordinate some of their ultimates, but the flaws kind of really showed and reared its ugly head on the halls of this Jalia, which was map number 3 we just saw, right? On the attacking side, Reject couldn't find their momentum. You know, Marvel would dive in with a Feast of the Beast. No one's helping them, right? And Crazy Raccoons were just able to focus fire because no one else was helping to provide that distraction. And Adobe, I know I'm being very harsh. Give me some time here, right? Adobe had a couple of good it's Jeff, but I feel like in the long term that might not be the pick to sit with.
Yeah, it definitely was a little bit surprising to see Dobie trying to stay on that Jeff pick, despite the amount of times Crazy Raccoons were able to just shut down the Jeff ult before it even gets gets it over the edge. And Dobie, although he did get it a few times, but I feel like there were more times where Crazy Raccoons just absolutely tunneled right onto the Jeff, rather than Dobie coming out with a successful a 2-man, maybe even a 3-man ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like the Dobie, especially this late in the game, right? Especially after we've all witnessed amazing things from Rad EU during the mid-season finals of what a great Jeff main can do. Everyone's very privy to that. So you want to reserve your Is Jeff ultimates for like isolated picks. If you go for those high risk and hopeful high reward scenarios where you gulp a bunch of people, that's where the focus fire comes in. You're really exposed. So hey, okay, enough about the W. I feel like I'm really picking on their skin right now. It's honest on the backs of Rejects. Their backs are literally against the wall. This is map number 4 in a best of 7, which means a single map separates them from continuing to fight for their lives or Crazy Raccoons taking the throne away from them.
Well, yeah, like you set it up perfectly. The defending champions from stage 1, Reject, not looking so hot here. They narrowly beat Genji back in stage 1 in order to take that top spot. Your first Ignite Asia champions. But Crazy Raccoon, they don't want an era to begin, and they want to instead bring the age of Crazy Raccoon for themselves as we head into Krakoa, as we do look to have a map pool reset. For those who have not watched us here at the highest level of Marvel Rivals, the 3 maps, once they're all played out, we go right back. But this time, Reject will have that priority. They did have the option to choose either Domination, Convoy, or Convergence, but it looks like Reject will opt to play on Krakoa.
Krakoa indeed. Ultron picks being flipped here. It was a full ban phase on the flying robots, and now it's going to be locked in for domination, which is fair. You know, a lot of close quarter efforts, and it allows that drone to have a great AoE effect. Captain America being banned out, a very efficient vanguard on close quartered maps like domination, and the Jeff still being locked in by Reject.
I mean, Jeff is a really strong pick in domination. You have a big circle that you have to defend. Jeff is really good at dealing with people inside a circle. So no surprises there, as Dobie really wants to get this Jeff going. And obviously Reject did have the map selection here, and they choose Krakoa, a domination map. Perfect for something like Dobie on the Jeff.
That's fair, and with the additional buff from Season 4 where Jeff, after popping out, does leave behind that healing pool, that's probably the sustainment that they're able to bring as well. The one-sided Star-Lord for the side of Crazy Raccoons, this is daily. Now you gotta think about what to ban on rejects, right? Crazy Raccoons have already showed your hand. This one's important. Okay, the Rocket, that's smart because number one, your Star-Lord doesn't get the teleport team up from this Season 4 buff, as well as the BRB that just lets NX, let's say it's gonna be NX on Star-Lord. NX play a little bit more aggressive with the Star-Lord, right? Because you have your contingency plan, which is that BRB just around the corner.
But keep in mind, both teams do have the option to run the Adam Warlock, the Karmic Revival, available here on Domination. But right now, Crazy Raccoon, after that draft, they still have access to either the Star-Lord and also the Ultron Torch combo. Reject could opt to use it. But we have yet to see what happens here. Crazy Raccoon put themselves up for success with this draft as they have so many options to work with to try to counter what Reject throw at them.
Yeah, I think about the first domination match that Reject were on, right? They were cycling through a lot of close-quartered agents like Piggy on the Angela as well as the Hulk, and they were really trying to make it work for themselves. But now, I almost saw a finale on the Magic, which kind of alluded to them maybe wanting to play up close and personal because the Thor is alive as well. We'll have to see as they rampage their way through into map number 4. Here we go.
Ooh, it's a little bit scary for Reject. The pressure is insurmountable right now. Your championship title on the line here as J-Mac. Look at him go. He got some solid legs right there.
It's leg day today, bro.
Okay, he finds the angle though. Finds the Rocket Raccoon, will find a way to knock him up, but probably won't result into a knockout just yet. Piggy dangerously low, no one there to help him, as Vital will punish that immediately. And looks like the rest of the Crazy Raccoons looking to get that one-man advantage as Marvel gets taken out before the fight even starts.
Yeah, great start once again for Crazy Raccoon, right? Vital being unleashed with nobody rating them in check and just is clean up crew on all 5, says Crazy Raccoons, as they're able to send the remaining players back into their spawn.
J-Mac, we talked about this guy playing the Venom, and he has been on an absolute show. He has put up a Venom Masterclass, the coach, and also doubling as the player here for Crazy Raccoon, and he is showing why he can still play at the highest level despite being that coach.
Ultimate coming through from the Rage of Ultra. Now Piggy will have to regroup with it. It's all a bit scattered, to be honest, for the side of Rejects. It's on the highs of Piggy to find an opening pick to maybe dismantle Crazy Raccoon's lurkers around the corner. But the fact is, you still have to get into the thick of it. You have to use your displacement for good. Now coming in is the end song and says goodbye to NX. Finale starts things off, but once again, the Karmic Revival is going to be bringing NX back despite Lastro losing their life to 1. It brings back a slurry of people.
Oh, great awareness from NX. Shuts down Dobie's Jeff ultimate. JT3 also teaming things up with a Meteor as well. And Crazy Raccoon show no signs of stopping here as they look to cross the 80% mark. What else do you have left, Reject?
What else do you have, Reject? We're all scratching our heads right now. You have to dig even deeper into the recesses of your strat and composition pool to figure out what they can do next, because it's the likes of Vital and NX just dancing circles around them. Is a Yaki around with the Cosmic Yarn to provide some healing potential, but gets very easily gunned down. Vital taking names for themselves with the long-range hit scan. Now Piggy with their own retribution. Marvel will find one. Open things up for Reject despite Izayaki having to come back. It's only 99% for Crazy Raccoon.
99% is the name for Crazy Raccoon. Look how short that overtime meter is. Reject, though, looking to seize control. They are able to take away enough members to try to very, very closely take control, and they finally pull through.
A sigh of relief, likely, for the side of Rejects. And some loud moments to gather their thoughts as they kind of recount what they need to do next. Dobby has these, Jeff. We talked perhaps about the efficacy of such an ultimate in the singular confined space of domination. And Marvel having a feast. I don't want it to be as wasted as before. Having to couple with Piggy is going to be great. We come in for some charms. Not much happening around the end, so a bit of a reset we go as Piggy now on the back line. Supported by the Dobby. We'll find J-Mac, a great early pick, but back onto the site. Someone's trying to back half it.
I think Crazy Raccoon can still stay in this fight if he does choose to do so. J-Mac could just use the portal to try to rejoin his team. We'll see if he's going to be able to use it or not. As Piggy looking to grab the control, kidnaps JT3, and is forced to use the bubble to try to get himself out to safety. Piggy will do the same, and they will just shake hands and be satisfied with that trade.
A great cooldown management so far, right? No one's kind of over-obsessing or over-committing to it, waiting for it to come through, waiting for the initiation, which might be the Galactic Legend from the top. Now, Ensong as well. A lot of people bring fire to this sheet as we bring the Rage of Ultron into the mess of it all. COIA calls for some action. Gargoyle high in the sky. Already used the Rage of Ultron. Now hunting for NX and finds the pick.
Ostro, though, will pop the Karmic Revival. All the ultimates being used by Reject, but Marvel and Dobby have to be the difference here if Crazy Raccoon are going to try to force their way back into the site as Vital lasers down hell as he takes down Dobby with that It's Jeff, something that Crazy Raccoon have been so good at dealing with. As Finale looking to land the shots, will take out Vital. Piggy will take out Lostro on the side here as Reject look to take control. Now Reject in the driver's spot here as we get to a 99-99 scenario. Portal being used by J-Mac, has the eye, but can he be the difference? Can he be the one that seals the deal here as round number one's overtime meter slowly but surely expiring? It's so damn small, but Reject are able to take care of it. And finally, something that Reject can rely on here in this best of 7 series.
Finally, something that they can say that they took for themselves, right? If you cast your eyes back to that first domination match, it was a quick 2-0 in terms of the domination points going to Crazy Raccoon. So a sigh of relief for Reject. It came rather close. Crazy Raccoons building their momentum to 99 before Reject stole that back from them.
A good look for Reject. Having that round win definitely brings back a little bit of a confidence boost here on the side of Reject. J-Mac could have tried to like flip the script or something with that Eye of Agamotto, but decides that maybe it's best to wait until the second round, and it looks like he will do so.
I was looking at that. I was like, okay, you have a lot of targets around you, but a lot of your teammates had fallen, so that Eye of Agamotto is not going to find as much value. You know, I think in terms of Crazy Raccoons, you have a lot of space to make mistakes and basically not push as hard because you've already done so. You've gotten these 3 maps under your belt, and saving the Eye of Agamotto for point number 2, definitely the aim of the game as we go on a bit of a flank here. Thor in action for JT3 to make the electrical entrance. That is the Asgardian God. Now the backline being harassed, but instead of Marvel will be able to get out after being frozen. So fair enough, it's a that trade. No one's falling just yet. Just working these cooldowns. Gargoyle will start things off with the rage of their own Ultron, trying to look for some picks. The sustain is so true. The sparks coming in clutch, and Marvel will pay for their sins.
I think Marvel got solo ulted by J-Mac again. Now the Ensong Inferno from NX is going to just shut down the CYA as Dobby getting lasered down by Vital. But Piggy, quick to trade, will take out Sunghoon, who didn't actually have the Spade of Both Worlds just yet, but still a notable pick. But Crazy Raccoon, they're taking over the site.
They are indeed, and Finale is not even done yet, right? They're trying to make things work as, okay, I think for that trade so far, but Finale finding shots onto it. Now has to do with the Thora right in their face. The tendrils are good for it. Thunder coming in hot, but doesn't quite find the mark. Finale's dealt with. NX is now angry, looking for more picks, having to dash underneath to teleport back into the action here, right on top into the thick of it.
Great positioning from NX. This is something that he's so good at. never overextending, never going for the risky plays, and just stays composed, stays in the back line, and does what he does best, and just clicks away as Reject look to regroup. Crazy Raccoon already about halfway done.
Halfway done to clapping back and evening the scoreline. Not if Rejects have anything to say about that. Marvel tries their best to hold back Thor. That is JT3 as they swing into action to adjust this back line, looking for the next target. It'll be Asgardian versus Asgardian. I think they're cousins, but unfortunately not today. Dobie around the back has their Jeff ultimate, looking for a bit of Yum action, forcing out two. It's not being targeted. A great dance around for in the mouth. Finds Astro, finds JT3. Value coming out from it. Eventually traded out by Vital.
But it's still a huge advantage for Reject right now. Piggy and Marvel will look to extend that. Vital trying to buy a bit of time, but still will go down as JMech is just going to experience what is going to be the inevitable knockout for him as Reject again seizing control. But now Crazy Raccoon at 86%. They've been here before. This is almost the exact scenario we saw in round number 1, where Reject were just able to stay and hold off what was the barrage of Crazy Raccoon. But can they do it here? Crazy Raccoon.
I feel like the Dobie heard me. I feel like the Dobie absolutely heard me with a stellar performance on the It's Jeff. Now onto the flank we go. Crazy Raccoon's taking an opposite side, just using these pillars as a bit of cover. JC3 trying to deal with the harassment from Piggy, using the Thor to come into play. Now we are Venom indeed. The tendrils are coming true, but the feast will go hungry today.
And no one quite getting taken out, but it looks like an adjustment here from JMech, who makes Marvel back into the spawn room. But no, the BRB will come back to bring him back into the fight, into the fray. Vital will find things with a pick onto what I think is Piggy, as JT3 and Vital teaming up to find more. NX will capitalize as well. Crazy Raccoon, this might be their winning moment here in round number 2. But there is a portal from Finale. Can he get it in time? 5 seconds left, and he will make that portal come in. What a great shove! But is that going to be the difference? No, they are able to step foot onto the site. God of Thunder is going to be used, and it takes out Izayaki and Piggy. Finale goes down as well, and it's all a desperate ploy as Reject are going to get rejected from the site. No chances here as Crazy Raccoon even things out.
I feel like this word is starting to lose its meaning, but it truly is unbelievable for Crazy Raccoons. This is the first time I've seen them come out with a full brawl composition, bringing the likes of Thor as well as the Thing into it. I mean, hammers and fists, you can't dodge those when they're right up in your face, and Reject finding a little trouble to have to deal with that adjustment.
It's their moment. Nerves definitely running high, not only on Reject, but also for Crazy Raccoon. They are so tantalizing close. One more round left.
Jeez, oh my gosh, you're right.
100% is all it takes. One more time, Crazy Raccoon have to get that triple digit. And that will mean Crazy Raccoons will overthrow Reject and become your Stage 2 champions.
The question
but
is,
as the timer expires, they've got one more round.
Yeah, question is, how does Rejects adjust to the brawl meta that is being brought out by Crazy Raccoons, right? You've even got Lastro holding on to the Karmic Revival for that insurance plan in case things do go awry. The plan B is in your back pocket, which just means that JT3 and JMech can come in swinging onto Marvel. We go. Huge dive, but not a scratch too much on the side of Crazy Raccoons, so we go again on this point.
Yep. Now the point unlocks. Both sides now having access to it, but things are going to open up with that Rage of Ultron from Gargoyle, as Dobie will capitalize, takes down the star player of Crazy Raccoon, but the Karmic Revival will bring the star, and he will look to shine bright yet again as Lastro brings him back into that fight as Vital. Now it's his turn with the Rage, as there is a wild shark cowering behind the stump of trees. as the feast not gonna quite land the mark just yet, but the skewer coming in from Piggy is going to be vital here as Reject look to shut down Crazy Raccoon at the early stages of this round number 3.
Oh, good response from Reject, right? They basically had Crazy Raccoons caught in a corner. The Raccoons perhaps in a trash bin somewhere. And it was pinned by the likes of Piggy, the Dobie making their Shark left click work from distance. Just the AoE effect as well. So great response to be able to maybe hold corner Crazy Raccoons into a small frame, right? That is perhaps the win condition against the brawl-like meta they're bringing.
83 still staying on the Thor, a pick that we have not seen ever really in this highest level of play, as the added retribution from Piggy is going to take out Lostro, who does have the cocoon and will use it to come back immediately as the Fate of Both Worlds by Sungwon now going to expire. Izayaki will use his after being dangerously taken down low. And Crazy Raccoon, it might be their opportunity, but Reject do have their own Fate of Both Worlds as well. JT3 also with the God of Thunder will slam down, but not gonna quite find anyone. Crazy Raccoon also now needs to find an advantage as Sunghoon will get taken out. J-Mac also falls as well. He tried to use the grapple to try to get himself out, but he still falls in the end as Reject look to hold for just a bit longer.
The Dobie has definitely heard what I have to say, and I sincerely apologize to the Jeff main right now. Absolutely delivering value when needed. Now away we go into it more. The thick of it is Marvel. The Chomp rain good today onto NX themselves, and last fight for nine is right there with them for seconds.
Not even the Soulbound could really keep the rest of Crazy Raccoon alive, as Gargoyle will take out Vital. Ellie even going to stagger the Raccoons even more. As Reject, will they find a way? Will they find a way back here with a map win on their belt? As a desperation portal needs to be used, but there is no chance for Crazy Raccoon to get onto the site. They are desperately scrambling, and they will finally step foot as the overtime meter comes into fruition. But Reject looking to hold off what is left of Crazy Raccoon. Can they do it here as Lostro tries to find a pick though, but Finale is there to quickly deny it, but Vital will shut down Piggy. But look at the overtime meter. Everyone on Reject, everyone on Crazy Raccoon trying to find a way to stay on the site. Overtime meter slowly expiring. Reject looking to have all the momentum here as they look to secure the 4th map.
They do indeed. They break the momentum of Crazy Raccoons despite having given them Cradle, that second point on the domination Krakoa, and they're able to come back with this win. I mean, a much deserved win as well from the adjustments that they made even in the face of adversity like Crazy Raccoons themselves.
Just like that, Reject finally better late than never as they look to take over the 4th map here. We go on here on this best of 7. Crazy Raccoon still at that match point. Reject though, if they want to make this reverse sweep happen, is going to be an absolute slugfest as they have so much more work left for them ahead.
Yeah, they do indeed, right? They basically have to do a clean reverse sweep for every single map that Crazy Raccoons now has their map pick into fruition, right? And this is a chance for Crazy Raccoons to put the final nail in the coffin to basically say, hey, we have map pick for themselves. Perhaps it's a tactical throw. I wouldn't want to go to that extent, obviously, because I felt like Crazy Raccoons tried their hand at a few different compositions to maybe throw Rejects off guard. It kind of worked for point 2, but not for point 3.
Yeah, the chance to try to go for a Thor pick. Vital also trying to help out with the Hela pick as well. But unfortunately, this adjustment really didn't work out in Crazy Raccoon's favor. NX still staying on the Phoenix. Did have the option to go for the Star-Lord. They did end up picking it for NX, but he never really ran it. So now it begs the question, should the Crazy Raccoon have adjusted there? Or was it just because the Rocket Raccoon being banned out by Reject, it was enough for NX to just not go for the Star-Lord pick?
That might be the case, you know, because that buff is really powerful for the likes of an aggressive duelist like NX to play right in your face. You have so many insurance cards to tickle your way back, and Finale hopping on the Phoenix was the right call for themselves as well. You look at the brawl-like composition that Crazy Raccoons were trying to bring, and that is that close-quarter sparks that really can make an effect. So hey, Rejects, sigh of relief, breath of fresh air. Bit of momentum in your stride. We'll see if this momentum carries on to map number 5, or will Crazy Raccoons shut it down and crown themselves the winner. We'll see after this short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
누워진 밤하늘을 가로질러 Oh yeah, oh yeah. 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게. 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야. 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작해야 let's go. 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날배까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명. 어둠이 떠 날배까지 세계 운명. 오랜 시간 간직해온 열망 까만 밤의 빛처럼 빛나. 네 눈앞에 바로 왔던 나 탑을 딱 봐도 superstar. 딱 보면 모르나 널 지킬 나란 걸 더 지켜볼수록 점점 빠져들어 카리스마 넘쳐 흘러 oh yeah. 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작이야 let's go. 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날배까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명. 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해. 내가 좋아지는 면 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래 그래서 네 운명에 The way.
Map number 5. Turns out Rejects aren't that allergic to it. Crazy Raccoons being the first team here to force the 5th map against Rejects. But honestly, it's because Rejects gave away so much space to Crazy Raccoons to rack up 3 maps under their belt before Rejects were able to take it back on Krakoa. But not in the domineering in a pretty slim fashion, to be honest. 2-1 on domination, and some of it going to overtime, 99% on both sides.
Yeah, Reject still a win is a win. Although it was slightly messy, Crazy Raccoon still had some momentum in them. But in the end, it is all Reject. But I don't think Crazy Raccoon are too worried. They still had some really great moments during that entire map as we head into the next one. So I don't think Crazy Raccoon are too stunned by that map loss against Reject, as now Crazy Raccoon do have the map selection priority here, and they choose Midtown this time around.
No surprise, right? The last time we've seen Crazy Raccoons on Midtown was, a couple of days ago when they were able to beat out Gen G 3-1 on this particular map. And so they want to bring, once again, the heat over to it. I'm thinking, once again, it's a high flyer season, right? In terms of the way that Crazy Raccoons wants to be able to play Midtown. And they're going to be starting on the attacking side, which is them being able to control the rate and pace of the game. Now, granted, Reject's defensive half for Midtown is pretty decent as well, right? We've got them typically, once again, running the triple around at the hotel, around the buildings, and we've seen them put stop holds within the first phase a few times.
Yeah, and Reject need to find a way to do it again as Crazy Raccoon on the offensive side, as both sides straight away banning away the Emma Frost, which is a really, really strong pick, especially here on Midtown with all the lanes being present.
Yeah, and exactly that. We're gonna lock in the Mantis, something that had been basically quickly banned out in the last parts, but this might be once again a trigger to think about how you want to ban in the future, right? You have the Mantis being locked in. You might want to start banning out perhaps some duelists because those buffs are gonna be quite annoying. For now, Reject go with the Captain America ban. Fair enough. There's a lot of ways in Midtown for a good Cap to weasel their way and attack that backline. So good response there.
Yep, both sides also going to take the Mantis for themselves. A strong pick, not only with the healing, with the CC, but also the damage buff to give to everyone. If they're able to team it up with something like a Venom Ultimate, that will cross the line into one-shot territory. And both teams will take priority of that as the Raccoons actually banning away the Ultron. Do Reject respond with the same? Yes, they will. And Crazy Raccoon will clap right back with the Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock. Okay, that's fair. We've seen, on this particular map specifically, the Karmic Mischief, which is the new term that I'm coining, Dan. Me and Posh started up yesterday where you have the Karmic Revival followed by a second Karmic Revival because the God of Mischief is right by your side. But that's not going to be the case here because Warlock has been moved out. Jeff mixed up. The one side of Captain America I think is great actually for the side of Reject, right? Because it locks in the side of Marvel to do what they do best. And this is one of the first few times that Marvel will be able to play Captain America actually.
Yeah, and now Dobie unfortunately will no longer have the rights to play Jeff, who honestly did really well back in that map number 4 on Krakoa. Albeit it is a domination map, there was heavy criticism from our end on his persistent choice,
hero choice
of staying on the Jeff, and at the time Crazy Raccoon were just quick to shut it down, but now Crazy Raccoon straight up shut it down before we even load into the map.
All right, I'm actually thinking about this Captain America on Marvel a lot. So far, Crazy Raccoons has been quite consistent to ban it out against Reject, and this is the first time they've let the Captain America loose, and you can see the reaction from Reject, immediately locking themselves in. They're perhaps not needing it for the first barrage because they were going for that triple with 3 shields in the way. That's going to be a big one to work around. I'm looking at J-Mac, who's hopped on the Wolverine to maybe find an early pick and open things up against this defensive hold.
The gates open up and we head into the map here. Crazy Raccoon again at match point, but Reject looking to deny Crazy Raccoon from the title. But like we said before we headed into this map, the Rejects have a lot of work to do here as Vital takes out Gargoyle thanks to J-Mac going sky high, getting the kidnap down. And that's going to be a great opener.
Chat, this is why you always see Rocket Raccoon in the spawn, right? You get those enormous jumps, and right now Moon Knight absolutely delivering. NX right there with them for a couple of two for the price of absolutely 0. Now the stagger as Piggy tries their best to flood back onto this objective so they can be quickly unstaggered by Crazy Raccoons.
Gargoyle setting up the teleport. Making sure everyone goes in. There's the change over to the Captain America. Izayaki got slept. He fell asleep. He fell asleep at the wheel as Izayaki gets taken out. Marvel and Piggy though will pick up the pieces. Will pick up and just reject the punishment that Crazy Raccoon provided. As Reject look to hold off the push for just a bit longer, as that first point still has a ways to go here, only at that halfway mark as Crazy Raccoon look to recover here.
Yeah, I'm looking at Marvel, who's hopped on to the Captain America. Now Finale's top the Soul Resurgence. I have Agamotto catches one. Finale in the midst of that Soul Emergence won't be it's surviving because Dobby's got their back. That patty cake is coming beautifully for the strategists as they try to go again. Izayaki on the Loki to provide his defensive hold with multiple members, which means it's harder for Seer Vital to figure out who is who.
Scrapping away. Nothing tipping the scales just yet. Dobby getting focused down, but has the fate of both worlds. So 4 ultimates for the side of Reject as Crazy Raccoon. They do have the fate of both worlds as well, so they're able to find it an opportunity to deny key ultimates, but Marvel will just take Vital out of the fight. Lasho though will trade onto Finale as this Captain America of Reject doing a lot of work right now in the back line of Crazy Raccoon.
Bit of a stalemate thus far. No one's wanting to overcommit. Rejects waiting for Crazy Raccoons to come in with the play, and they do indeed. The 3 stunned onto Crazy Raccoons, but the sustenance from Sung-hoon is too much to bear. No picks early on. Hunting for the dancer. Piggy finds the mark. Marvel onto Vital as well. Vanguard's making a play. Gargle, the triple. Vanguard's taking names for themselves.
That's a great hold for Reject. Crazy Raccoon now needs to recover. You talked about this. Reject are really good at denying teams from this first point, especially here on Midtown. And they look to do that as there's only 60 seconds left, even less than that for Crazy Raccoon to come back in. Key moment though, JT3 has the Eye of Agamotto. J-Mac also with the Strangling Prison. Actually no, Reject do have strategist ultimates to try to counter it. But can they time it perfectly? Let's find out right here.
Right here, right now, as the backline being harassed. It's the Finale, Soul Emerges. Hayakumo comes in, doesn't find anything. The lamps are out for extra protection. Freedom Charge now online by Marvel to be able to just provide that healing potential. Sleep! Gargle doesn't fire off their own eye, but Ho will find 2 with the Maelstrom of Madness. They're on a rampage. They're taking names. You've awakened the beast, and Rejects are there to answer.
Marvel is trying to deny a counter portal. Can he do it though? Trying to deny. He's trying to seal away the point here as 2 seconds left. But a wild J-Mac dives right in and buys hopefully enough time for the rest of the Raccoons to flood onto the site. And J-Mac, he actually gets support. He actually gets the heals. And now he's able to contribute to this fight as the fight continues. It rages on. Izayaki has the Eye of Agamotto, not going to quite find the mark. Izayaki used the God mission to find a stolen Fate of both worlds, but is immediately shut down as Reject look to take over the side. Crazy Raccoon, they have nothing left here as they have to settle with Reject doing what they do best here on Midtown, and they deny the Raccoons of a single point.
I'm gonna stand by what I said, Dan. It is the Captain America that changed for Reject. Crazy Raccoons changed their picks and bans and let that one go. And the instant reaction was to lock them in. And Marvel has been so good with dealing in the backline, distracting the members from Crazy Raccoons long enough for Gargle to sneak their way in with some beautiful Maelstrom of Madness and some great picks of their own.
Reject. They got their work cut out for them. They just have to walk what essentially might be a few blocks, like halfway towards that first point.
Half a block?
And
it's literally one block,
maybe.
actually. It's actually one block.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at the
that,
map itself.
Yeah, quite literally. Yeah, you're right. Quite literally. It's just one block, and then that's all it takes for them to secure the second map for themselves. 2-3 will be the score if Reject are able to hold off the resistance of Crazy Raccoon. Try not to see if they're going to be able to, because there is a world where Crazy Raccoon do an even better hold but albeit it is very unlikely.
It is a little unlikely, but I wouldn't put it past them. They're running the triple with JT3 on their dispersion tactic and a double shields composition to huddle themselves on the second floor of this hotel. So fair enough. They've also got Vital on the one-sided Adam Warlock, I believe. So it's gonna be a lot of ticks for tat trays that they can push out. But if worse comes to worse, they can come with the insurance plan of the current revival to skip by the long respawn timer that they have.
We've seen Vital doing so much work with that Adam Warlock. I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to do it again, but Vital gets taken out early. Lostro getting taken out by Finale as well, the star player for Reject. And he's able to secure all of the frags, all of the knockouts here for Reject as Crazy Raccoon already getting stunned out here.
It's just like the Endgame movie, you know? The moment you get a Captain America on your side, you're assembling the rest of these teams for yourself. And everyone's playing on absolute top performance right now from the side of Rejects. They're, they look very comfortable, to be honest. Not really breaking too much of a sweat. But here we go again as Crazy Raccoons portal themselves back in.
More trades coming in, but Vital getting shut out yet again. Lostro dangerously low again. Gargoyle doing so much work. J-Mac getting shredded out. Marvel will find the pick onto Lostro. This might just be the map win for Reject. Quick as you like it. Reject, make it happen. They get the job done and are halfway there from an absolute denial and a great comeback for Reject.
Unbelievable. I gotta stop using that word, but it truly is unbelievable. I've never seen a match go this way, right? But Rejects are finding the momentum. You have to. It's one thing to win a map. It's another to win a map after having lost the first three at the tail end of this Ignite series in the grand finals itself. It does take tenacity, and Rejects are bringing the fire. It starts with the lock-in of Captain America from Marvel being the absolute harassment fever off that backline. 14k damage, 10 to boot, but it's not necessarily about stats. It's about the distraction that Marvel can bring so that Gargoyle, so Piggy, so Finale can go in for the jugular.
Ooh. Yep, and that's gonna be the second map for Reject. Set score now 2-3. Crazy Raccoon, they need to find a way back in here. It's already 2 in a row for Reject. The reverse sweep already halfway done. And what is it like on the mindset here in the Crazy Raccoon camp? First map, yeah, that's fine. You guys were trying a different strategy, but it didn't work out in the end. But now things are starting to get a little restless. The nerves definitely starting to take over on the side of Crazy Raccoon, where you were so close to just ending it all, just sealing the deal and just becoming your stage 2 champions. But now Reject are slowly waking up and are slowly but surely making their way back.
I mean, you also have to consider that Crazy Raccoons, they're how many maps in right now? They're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maps in right now. They're 8 maps deep. So they've been running their absolute mouth for a while, and you know, it does take a physical and mental toll on yourself. But this ain't the time to let up. You can't let your dreams stay as dreams. Crazy Raccoons has done so much to fight against Destiny, besting Genji to steal away number 2, and they have their eyes set on the horizon for number 1 as well. Reject 10 and looking to put a stem to that. So we take it to map number 6 in this best of 7 to see who will be able to bring the fire. We'll be right back with more Marvel Rivals action.
누워진 방바늘을 가로질러 Oh yeah, oh yeah. 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와 시작해야 let's go 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸는 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야 좀 더 기다려 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자존을 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 세계 운명 오랜 시간 간직해온 열망 까만 밤의 빛처럼 빛나 네 눈앞에 바로 왔던 나라 제발 딱 봐도 superstar 딱 보면 모두 나널 지킬 나란 걸 더 지켜볼수록 점점 빠져들어 카리스마 넘쳐 흘러 oh yeah 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와 시작이야 let's go 어둡고 흘러난 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there 쓰러지지 말 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자존을 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해 내게 주어지는 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래 승리 완명해
A little bit of concern on the side of Crazy Raccoon as they are looking to hold off what very well could be a reverse sweep in favor of Reject here, as Reject clap back here with 2 maps of their own, and now we are forced to witness a map at number 6. Crazy Raccoon, they had a chance of a shutout, but now Reject are looking to claw their way back into series.
They are indeed putting up a superior defensive hold. That was Midtown, you know, their map pick of choice. And, you know, I see Lycan Shi in the chat say, oh Lord, triple support and tanks. That is precisely the point here. As Pegasus Dragon Tiger talked about it, it is the triple that is so infamous for defensive holds around the first corners of a convoy or convergence before they switch to something else, right? And even so, even after they lost control of the first stuff, Marvel hopped onto their Captain America, and really, I truly believe that was perhaps the game-changing hero for Rejects.
Yeah, and with so much pressure in the backline of Crazy Raccoon, it was hard for Crazy Raccoon to even find a way in. NX, some people have observed that he went a little bit quiet there in that map number 5. And we have to see if NX is able to bring it together, bring his team to success, as does the rest of Crazy Raccoon, who we've seen absolutely cook in these past matches, but now it's the grand final. This is where it all matters. This is where you need to bring your team across the line to try to win this entire tournament.
And it starts with map number 6 here. Symbiotic Surface is the name of the game here for Crazy Raccoons, who did beat out Genji after stalling them at the tunnel of phase 3. If you just cast your memory just a few hours back, it felt like a lifetime ago, to be honest, Dad, because these games between Reject and Crazy Raccoons has been absolutely cinematic. But yeah, you're right. You know, Crazy Raccoons couldn't really find a footing onto Midtown. They have done fairly well on that map in the past, but perhaps Symbiotic Surface, you know, this is the scary part, right? Because here out will all be Crazy Raccoons map pick, or else they'll win out and get themselves the champions. So Rejects needs to steal away every single map pick from Crazy Raccoons.
Crazy Raccoon, they choose Symbiotic Surface. They have the choice of choosing which side, and they choose to attack first. And now Soon enough, will we see Crazy Raccoon finally cross the line, or do Reject again reject Crazy Raccoon from that title and force a deciding Game 7? There's no way, there's not a chance in the world where we see a second best of 7 go all the way this year.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no way.
Don't say anything too much. You can't cast a curse it, Dan. You can't cast a curse it, right? Like, I feel like there's a lot of this is what, you know, this is why speech is important. This is why we're getting paid for what we do, because there's value in manifestation, in the vocabulary, as Reject tend to take away the Jeff from the side of Lastro, perhaps having wanted to remove that element from themselves.
Both sides yet again banning away the Emma Frost, a strong pick that not only zones a lot of lanes within these kinds of maps, it's also a great anti-dive resource that you can rely on with the chokehold. If anyone tries to go for a pick onto the backline, Emma Frost can always deny any sort of access. But now Reject looking to move forward in the draft, banning away the Jeff and keeping the Mantis for themselves, whereas Crazy Raccoon, instead of going for the approach on the Mantis, go for the Captain America lock instead, and it will make it one-sided.
You see that? You see, yeah, they learned that from the mistakes, right? Crazy Raccoons let that one map Captain America go, and they were bested very, very quickly. So they have to put and nerf basically Marvel with the Captain America ban. Undoubtedly, the one-sided Jeff comes out, no doubt, for Dodobi. You know, the long-range sprays with the combination of both heals as well as damage is honestly pretty good, and it looks like Dodobi is waking up in terms of the way they're positioning their It's Jeff ultimate. So fair enough, I can respect that here and out.
Yep. Great looks coming in from the draft from both sides, I'm gonna be honest, as Dodobi, like you said, securing the Jeff for himself, has the long range heals, has the chance to become that slippery shark if Crazy Raccoon do try to focus him down. But Reject are suffocating Crazy Raccoon from a lot of resources. Another ban onto the Vanguard. It's going to be on that Venom. And I think that's a really good ban to start with, or to end with, actually.
This is one of the first few times we've got, well, not first few times, but it's in the last map, we didn't actually see any duelist ban, right? So we're going back to that. Rejects banning out the Phoenix, which in Symbiotic Service, okay, I can see fair play. NX has options. You didn't ban out the Rocket like we've seen before, so NX will still be able to work their magic should perhaps Lastro or the likes of Gargoyle choose to hop onto is it Yaki choose to hop onto the Rocket Raccoon themselves. So we'll see what they want to play onto this.
We will see in 30 seconds time how these teams decide to go for it. Crazy Raccoon on the offensive, Reject defending first time around here in this map, number 6. We thought Reject were done for. We thought it was done. It was dusted.
Oh no.
But Reject are looking for all the plays here, all the cheese as he sets up a portal.
Oh no, he clicked early and put a portal in front of. That's novice mistake. Novice mistake. I'm looking at you, J-Mac. I'm looking at you. No, sorry, Marvel. I'm looking at you, Marvel.
Hey, J-Mac did nothing wrong. He's the one trudging up the portal now. It looks like they are going to expect a high ground take. This is what they did back in their match against Gen G, so this time it's no different. And Piggy and the rest of Reject will be quick to react to it. How does the Raccoons look to take over here? The way they did it last time was to try to surround the entirety of the opposing team and just try to close them in through sheer willpower, through sheer firepower, it seems, as Vital looking to do the same as he opens up, taking out Dodobi.
I mean, big pick right here. The Dodobi peeking around the corner for seconds. Is Vital still there? Yep. Takes one right to the face, looking for Finale as well. Getting them down so low, but can't seal the deal. Off the back of Gargoyle on the other side. We'll find J-Mac just overextending it. The change here from Reject versus Genji on this map is that Rejects are falling into the recesses of safety, right? They're not playing too much, and once they can stabilize, they come in swinging. As you see here, they're able to take back their Crazy Raccoon's defensive fort by force and leave them fleeing, tail tucked.
Still get a third, so it's still something that Crazy Raccoon could rely on, but obviously you want to go for more. You want to go for more opportunities as J-Mac, or as actually it is J-Mac on the Captain America just jumping in, looking to find some sort of disruption play, but look at the Crazy Raccoons. They go all the way onto the right side of the map safely, try to make contact right above the site here, and they don't have to fight their way through that mid area, which is notoriously hard to take.
Indeed. JMX already in the back line harassing these strategists, and in we go. NX is right there with them. Huge sleep! Gets out before the in-song hits anything right now. Izayaki will copy the fate of both worlds, hopping them in onto... They're so close. Finale manages to get away with their life. Now Piggy coming with the response to deny NX from any Galactic Legends. The Meteor M proving so useful to be saved at the right time.
And with that, Crazy Raccoon run for the hills. They quickly preserve the lives of everyone else. Wait for NX to respawn, who tries to look for the hero play with the Galactic Legend, but Piggy, quick to react, soaks it all up with the Meteor, and just throws it right back at him. As JT3, though, has the Eye of Agamotto. Finale goes down before the Soul Resurgence even comes into fruition, but here comes the regroup from Reject with that Karmic Revival. Vital also has his on the opposing side of Crazy Raccoon. When do they look to strike here is going to be the big question. Vital still saving it, trying to keep the team alive. Soulbound not available just yet as NX tried to do what he can to try to find an opening, try to find any sort of way in as NX leads to dash away from danger. The rest of Crazy Raccoons looking to push in. 40 seconds left on the timer, but Rejects are looking to hold.
They are indeed. I mean, the Lancers came at a perfect time, and now we've got JMX coming in for more. The spin him in is perfect from NX. They flood the defensive hold and the back line. Lastro right there with the defensive clicks, and Vital will clean up shop on Marvel as well. It's quick, it's easy. Now Gargle will be paying their dues.
He's gonna save the Cocoon. Great push coming in from Raccoon. They didn't even invest a whole lot. All they did was use Lastro's Soul Resurgence to get themselves into the site. NX looking to further stagger, but that wall will keep the rest of Reject alive for now as Izayaki uses the God of Mischief, because look at this. Reject, they're looking to push on through. They're looking to get the portal and get everyone onto the site ASAP.
I mean, they know that Crazy Raccoons from Genji's play, right? Likes to play up forward, so they basically hop back, play defense around this. Eye of Agamotto finds Vital, will take him out, but I believe has the Cocoon, and more importantly has the Coming Revival, so that's going to be big for them to come back in some point in time. Marvel taking this offensive stance now in desperation. It is the fate of both worlds. Pop from the side of Sung-hoon, but oh, huge eye catching Marvel and the Dolby!
But Dobby was able to secure the Soul Resurgence popped in time. Finale and Marvel will team up to find two. More will fall, but Vital brings them right back. As the rest of the
nothing's
Raccoons
ever happened. Sung-hoon steps back into the plane of existence, and Marvel's doing their best to hold down the fort. Now, back onto the right side of the map, the correct side of the map is what I meant to say. And then it stomps onto Finale, not actually knowing where that came from. JT3, J-Mac finding one of their own, so they're able to open things up. But once again, it's the mass colossal resurrection coming in to bring and nerf all efforts back into life.
A great value coming in from Gargoyle's Karmic Revival, and they're gonna find even more with a quick dink onto J-Mac, who doesn't have any resources to keep himself alive anymore, as JT3 now has the Eye of Agamotto available. Look at Crazy Raccoon, they're running rampant, they're going absolutely nuclear right now as Reject look to run for the hills, as Crazy Raccoon looking to close in on this second point. No portal available on the side of Reject for the time being, because that ability is on cooldown.
Yeah, just gonna have to walk a little bit. J3 doing some sneaky, perhaps portal cutoffs, but hey, a bit too little, too late because Reject have already walked away in.
Oh wait, no,
Denied
Finale's
by
stuck. No,
NX.
Finale's isolated. There was no way for the rest of Reject to help out Finale. He got stuck and pinned down by that. But the Eye of Agamotto from onto 3. But is it too little, too late? The answer is yes, because Crazy Raccoon, they're fine with that. They already took the second point.
They did indeed, you know, and just J-Mac, actually able to get 1 for their troubles. That's a bit of, that's a little egregious, to be honest. So this actually causes Reject to have to fall back just a little bit. A change in pace from Crazy Raccoons, right? They're looking to maybe group up and have to push hard this tunnel. They haven't been able to push as far as perhaps on their attack side when they're playing against Gen G. But hey, J-Max trying to change some of that by a little side play, a little Hail Mary action on the side.
So many ultimates on the side of Reject. Crazy Raccoon have their resources, but there is nothing available to counteract. Dobby and Gargoyle getting stunned up, but is there enough burst damage? The answer will be yes. The Soul Resurgence will get denied as Finale. His damage also getting denied, but Marvel will pick up a double, but the Cosmic Revival will bring everyone back into the fray. We say this again and again and again, but Piggy wants to find the meteor, doesn't quite land a shot, will get peppered down by this Galactic Legend, but look at all the resources coming in from Reject to try to keep everyone alive, and they are successful in denying NX's barrage of the legendary ultimate. And now if we settle in a little bit of a stalemate, Marvel wants to change things up. Lostro getting stunned up, but can he stay alive through the resurgence? No! He gets taken out as well. Crazy Raccoon now down a man. NX getting slept on for a little bit. Reject still looking good here. They still have the Karmic Revival available, but Seunghoon has that fate of both worlds, so we may be fighting again.
We may indeed. 4 seconds left, and Reject have a lot to bring to the table, especially with the Cocoon coming out from Vital to bring the heat, right? Crazy Raccoons able to convert a little bit. J-Mac hunting down Gargoyle, gets 2 strategists now looking for is a Yaki. Okay, just hunting these totems now.
Oh, look at the timer though. Overtime comes into fruition. A great stun onto Marvel, who gets taken out, and 3 fall back to back to back. Make it 1 more as Crazy Raccoon looking to push on forward. I am not entirely sure if Marvel does have a portal available. We'll see if he's able to get it down in time. But we'll see as Reject looking to stop what is a flood of Raccoons onto this 3rd point as that overtime meter comes into fruition and has stayed in fruition. But that's going to limit Crazy Raccoon's space on the map.
It is indeed now popping. They're Galactic Legends high up in the sky, and it's trying to find a pick, but it's countered by so many Fate of both worlds and so Resurgence coming from both sides. A huge stun on to 2 players. Crazy Raccoons, Finale, the Dobby have come alive and find the picks. They're holding it back. They've got
they stopped it.
They've stopped the Karmic Revival in their tracks. The overtime meter counts down. Reject put a hold to Crazy Raccoons.
That was a desperation play coming in from everyone on Crazy Raccoon. There were ways to get back into that fight, but unfortunately none of them worked out as Reject were quick to shut down every single path, every single comeback that Crazy Raccoon had in their arsenal. But still, look on the bright side for Crazy Raccoon. That is a great push. Getting almost to that 3rd point puts a lot of pressure on Reject. They have to match that if they want to stay alive in this tournament.
Yeah, if they want to stay alive indeed, and Crazy Raccoons just need to deny but a centimeter, or if you're the US side, an inch perhaps. And then once they deny that distance, it's them crowning themselves kings of America of Asia for stage 2. Reject now having the offensive on their side, the initiative to take the rate and pace of this for themselves. Crazy Raccoons putting up looks like a just a 2-1-3 on their defensive half.
Here we go. Crazy Raccoon, you've been in this situation before. You were so close to sending it to a championship berth here. But obviously Reject, they will not go down without a fight here as they look to set up and defend what could be the final round of this map, the final map of this series, as oh, look at this. Marvel actually taking to the skies to at least get the portal safely, apart from any sort of distractions. He'll be able to do so.
I like it, you know, take the high ground. I've actually never seen that, so that's a little smart. It might catch any stunners off guard. Drawing out their cooldowns, but Marvel will be able to successfully get the teleport out. I mean, we're not going to talk about what happened during their defensive time.
Yeah, oh yeah, no.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. No. Yeah, so Marvel falling back, you know, just wanting to peel back for their backline just a little bit, making sure that NX doesn't do too much to their backline. A lot of great checks, a lot of good Vanguard practices right now as Gargoyle also supporting it. The lamps do come out. NX now dealt with. That's one out of the way. Don't have to worry about what the hard hitters from Crazy Raccoons.
And Piggy just shreds down JT3. It seems like everyone else on Reject are just going to just take over the site relatively early, it seems like. As the rest of the Raccoons looking to pick up the pieces, looking to hold, but can they deny that point? No, they will not. Lastro made a last-ditch effort to try to jump in, but the portal was a little too late as JMech and NX are going to just fall here.
Your fate.
And Crazy Raccoon have to give up that first point. 5 minutes to work with.
Yeah, and they lost the teleport cooldown as well, so it'll be out for nearly 2 minutes. NX on the Star-Lord. Still back on your signature Star-Lord, to be honest. I think they still have the option of running a Human Torch if they really wanted to, but look at the flag. So aware are these team and players, right? They understand the tendencies of JMech to maybe take to an off angle. So away we go, slamming into that backline. Huge sleep from the side of from the Dobby to escape with your life, but the battle of the Vanguards persists in this upper echelon.
Reject have a small upper hand in terms of ultimate economy right now. Here comes the Eye of Agamotto. It completely whiffs. It goes wide as Lastro. Now is the time to give some life to the Crazy Raccoons, but they're not able to find a whole lot. Dobby now responds with his own Soul Resurgence, but here comes that meteor. Will it land onto the mark? No, it will not. So all of these ultimates being countered again and again. Both sides trading blow after blow. Here comes the meteor, shuts down Lastro. And there is a Karmic Revival available, and they will be able to burn it in time as the Star-Spangled Path coming in from JMech will try to find a way for Reject, find a way for the Raccoons to try to take over here as Finale takes out Lastro for the second time in this fight. As Reject are looking to have all the momentum, have all the resources to try to push on through. But Seunghoon will buy 10 more seconds of vulnerability before Reject look to make that push.
Yeah, Gargoyle Finale just in the right place at the right time. The seal off will allow, I think, NX to live with your life just a little bit more, but JMax on the corner as well. So, you know, it's a lot of high momentum chaos, but the way that Rejects are playing fluidly superior at the moment. They're able to also work their ultimates in a staggered procession, not overcommitting to the pace of Crazy Raccoons. Into this choke point we go. Finale using those sparks to find JT3, and that's a Vanguard out of the way.
Yep, and NX looking for a desperation play. Marvel, again, not quite landing the mark with the Eye of Agamotto. Now, NX goes legendary, finds one onto Dobby, but the Karmic Revival is going to pop in time, but they are able to secure the pick onto Gargoyle, who does have the Cocoon, though. As Finale just being in the back line, being the star, being the show of Reject, as everyone falls, and quick as you like it, Reject equalize things with 2 apiece.
Finale playing so well right now, right? Finding the sparks. I actually realized that sometimes Crazy Raccoons has to play a bit further apart just because those sparks do transfer from being to being, and that disbursement allows Reject to possibly isolate players just a little bit more. And you know, also the sparks transferring on the Loki clones is just adding so much value.
Much value coming in from Reject. All of these ultimates coming out in their favor. These trades. This is what you want to see in the highest level here. These ultimates being used in your favor. None of them getting countered. All of them going in on your side as everyone of Crazy Raccoon looking to try to stop what seems like an unstoppable push coming in from Reject. Reject also having 3 ultimates. Crazy Raccoons do have a similar amount as well.
The Freedom Charge kind of put a halt to the objective right now, but we'll go in for more with a bit of action. Now, tick for tat, ultimate coming through, looking for the hunt. Oh, hits,
my
but
God.
manages to survive it. Oh, that's unbelievable for the side of finale. Now, we'll get one of their own. The Dobie fires back, Reject on a bit of a rampage here, but Vital puts an end to it with the Karmic Revival coming out to bring back lost members.
There's NX, a desperate use of the Galactic Legend Piggy, trying to find what he can, but Dobie finds a pick on the J-Mac, but Reject looking good here. They have 2 picks for their, and NX still couldn't find a pick with that Galactic Legend. As Reject, they are so close to forcing a deciding Game 7. We've been here before. 12 members entered the fray in Stage 1, and it looks like 8 members might experience on Map 7 in its place.
It's unbelievable right now from the side of Reject. They're firing on all cylinders. They're looking at the right targets. Just waiting for the ultimates to build with 1.7 meters left. Finale being the first one to fall. Crazy Raccoons putting up a bit of a fight. Last one will find Piggy, but the Born Again Gargoyle coming in alive, bringing back the last 3 members who fell. The momentum flips onto the side of Reject, and they're able to sustain their throughput here on the offensive.
No one is close to their ultimates right now. This is going to be a scrappy fight. No one able to rely on any ultimates available. Who is really close? Who is the one going to tip the scales? It looks like Dobie with that Salt Resurgence at 98%. Marvel as well, having the eye very, very close as well. But look at all the numbers. NX close to that Galactic Legend, but Crazy Raccoon are going to hold with 1 minute 15 left on the clock.
Ultimates galore right now. It's going to be an explosive one with J-Mac just right up in your face. Trying to see if we can make it work. NX is really a bit on the high ground here, looking for some early picks. Has the Galactic Legends waiting for the perfect time to use it. They don't want to use it too early.
Oh, they found it!
It's Yaki. That's a big pick, right? You spin to win. Maybe you get one more. The Soulbound comes in. Just a little bit more support.
Oh my god, the tracking from NX might be all the difference here. Look at the timer. Now under 1 minute. Reject. Time running slow as they're getting rejected from the site. Here we go. NX kicks things off with one more Galactic Legend. Is it enough to cross the line here as Reject aren't going to burn a whole lot? They only burn the Loki lamps. As Crazy Raccoon looking, holding, trying to stay alive in the series, alive in the grand final as Reject. They are not done just yet. 6 ultimates available. Here we go. Reject gets stunned up, but the heals, the utility is strong. It's great on the side of Reject, and they're going to use that to take full advantage as they look to find one. NX goes down. It's the push from Reject. Is it enough? We'll see. Vital with the revival coming in as Raccoons need to flood onto the site. Everyone scrambling. Everyone knows what is at stake. Reject looking to deny Crazy Raccoon of a championship win for one more map. Finale, is he the difference? Is he the star? He might be as he finds Vital in the end, who does come back thanks to the Cocoon, but the lamp will keep Lostro alive for a little bit longer, but the AoE's coming down, but Vital, a crucial trade.
Indeed, I mean, Gargoyle still has the Karmic Revival that's active. Now, high in the sky, JT3 will be taken out. Gargoyle pushing the mark here and finds Finales. With the Revival, they push it over the line. We're going the distance to map number 7.
We've been here in Stage 1. We're here again. Reject forcing a decider here in the Grand Finals. They've been here before, and they are willing to do it again. But this time, will we finish it in Map 7, or do we go into uncharted territory called Map number 8?
I mean, yeah, the teams have the chance to do the most hilarious thing, but holy, was that a fight till the end in terms of that symbiotic surface. You can really tell that both these teams understand their tendencies, right? With the way that perhaps Crazy Raccoons on their attacking half during the second phase chose to take a very forward approach, but Reject understanding that, Portal in behind them, buying out so much time on their defensive half. It's all these small things that hopefully buy them enough time to win it out, and that's precisely how Reject were able to do that.
kind of shaking right now. This match is so freaking intense. Reject. They have all the momentum now. 3 maps in a row. Right back. And now we're tied at 3-3. Winner very well could move on to the top spot. The championship could go either way now. As we look at the replays. What an intense game number 6 that was.
It really was.
But in the end, Reject get the job done. And they have one more map left to complete this reverse sweep.
I mean, effectively boils down to a best of 1. Of course it does. Of course the grand final goes the absolute distance. It really looked like the choo-choo train had left the station for Crazy Raccoons, but Rejects put a stop to it. Maintenance works in repair, and they're starting the train of their own. 3 apiece now. As we head towards map 7, time must be provided for both teams to calm their nerves, figure out what the strategy is, because this is the final moment of truth. Who will be the deciding champion of Marvel Rivals Ignite Asia Stage 2? We'll find out after this break.
누워진 밤하늘을 가로질러 Oh yeah, oh yeah. 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게. 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야. 분명한 소리 들려. 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작해야 let's go. 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나. 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려. I'll be there. 쓰러지지 마. 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명. 어둠이 떠 날 때까지. 세계 운명. 오랜 시간 간직해온 열망. 까만 밤의 빛처럼 빛나. 네 눈앞에 바로 어떤 나라. 탑을 딱 봐도 superstar. 딱 보면 모르나. 널 지킬 나란 걸 더 지켜볼수록 점점 빠져들어 카리스마 넘쳐 흘러 oh yeah. 분명한 소리 들려. 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작이야 let's go. 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나. 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려. I'll be there. 쓰러지지 마. 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명. 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해. 내가 좋아지려면 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래들의 승리 완명해.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've made it. We made it again to map number 7 here in Asia Ignite, this time in stage 2. What in the world are we witnessing right now? 3 maps going in the favor of Crazy Raccoons off the rip, and then Reject coming right back, and now we're tied 3 apiece, and within the next 10 or 15 minutes, we're gonna figure out who wins in this final series of stage 2.
And there you have it, map number 7 available for your understanding. It will be Celestial Husk, which is
Go map 8.
the domination match, which correctly, Dan correctly points out there is no chance of a tie. Unfortunately, folks, I know Asia is very notorious of that. We would love to make a little bit of drama, farm those TikTok clips, but we will certainly find our winner at the back of this map 7. And holy, are the strats coming deep, right? I think the big brain plays are really finding their action. The thing about this level of play is that yes, everybody can track, everybody can shoot heads. What do you do with the bodies and your strategy? You think about the stalemate that happened at that tail end on Symbiotic Service, where NX actually popped their Galactic Legends, and it seemed like Reject were ready for it. They weren't too far ahead. They were just waiting for the Galactic Legends. They popped the lamps to just defend themselves. This is anticipation. This is forethought. This is 5-hit play right now coming from all these teams. And it boils down to this final map.
It can't get any better than this. I don't think there was ever a time during that entire map where NX was just going absolutely rampant with the Galactic Legend, like you mentioned, and they were just able to counter it very, very well. Reject able to adapt and looking to overcome what is an early blitz from Crazy Raccoon with 3 maps for themselves, but then Reject, they play the long game, and now they force a decider here, and what better way than to do it here on the Celestial Husk?
Yeah, now I'm thinking, that there's been so many changes in the picks and bans, and we've seen depth come through from both teams to try and maneuver and navigate their way around these picks and bans. So I mean, these are really good adjustments coming from each other, and so we'll have to kind of see, right? Right off the rip, again, right? Ultron being banned out by Reject. That is very fair. There are a lot of respect bans coming out. Vital is extremely domineering, especially on domination maps with the Ultron. So fair game.
Fair game indeed. Here we go. I'm so excited. Crazy Raccoon, though, will secure the Captain America for themselves. So that will be a comfort pick onto either JT3 or JMech. We'll see what Reject decide to take away from the roster of Crazy Raccoon. The Jeff will be the first to get denied, and now Reject looking to lock themselves in a hero. Could be the Adam Warlock, could be something else, could also be the Luna Snow, but I'm assuming it might be... Oh, it's actually going to be Dobby back on the Jeff. And again, this is domination, which is where Jeff shines.
It really is, no changes so far in terms of the lineups as compared to previous domination matches. The Phoenix ban coming out from the side of Crazy Raccoons. They were banned out, the Phoenix, before. Now they turn it back on their heads to really look at Finale. It did square in the eye and say, nay, you're not getting the End Song Inferno for yourself. And especially coupled with, it's great for burning away shields and opening things for bigger attacks, like perhaps Marvel on a Feast of the Abyss, or perhaps a Meteor M as well. So with that out of the way, it really limits some of the plays that Reject are so commonly being used for.
And it's going to be a one-sided Mantis being locked in, and the likes of Crazy Raccoon as the Rocket Raccoon also being banned away for the Crazy Raccoon. That is going to cause a lot of problems here, as Crazy Raccoon, how do you change over from this? No Rocket Raccoon means no portal, like you said, with the Star-Lord and Rocket team-up ability that has proved to be vital for NX's success lately.
Yeah, indeed. So a bit of a switcheroo, right, between Finale and NX in terms of their hero picks. One, previously it was one on the Star-Lord and the Phoenix, and then now we're doing a bit of a tag team as Finale will pick up the Star-Lord for themselves. Chat, this is it. The last 30 seconds of silence, of peace and quiet before all hell break loose between these two teams. Already qualified for Atlanta, but you have to bring the heat. It's all for ego. It's all for the prize pool. Put all your channel points in. This is the final moments. Dan, are you ready for this?
I hope so. This has been an absolute intense best of 7. Only in Asia. We've dubbed that time and time again, but it really is true. Only in Asia where you get matches like this. Only in Asia where you have 5 out of the 13 best of 5s going all the way to the distance. Almost half of them. And no other region is like this.
I mean, they're really at the wit's ends right now. You have to dig absolutely deep into, you know, your the inner soul to bring up everything and the kitchen sink and even more past that to be able to push it to a best of 7. Immediately off the rip, Crazy Raccoons takes a very aggressive stance here onto the side of Piggy, who's hopped onto the Angela. Seung-hoon with the classic Mantis providing all these boosts for NX, who's rocking the Phoenix. Now in the backline is Marvel. Very, very calm so far. No one's being eliminated thus yet.
Nothing, no oversteps just yet. Nothing happening. No one dangerously low for the time being. J-Mac will surely be able to get support from his fellow teammates. But right now, Crazy Raccoon, they look to have to control Finale, looking to find a pick onto Seung-hoon, who gets a great bubble coming out from JT3 as Finale looks to set his sights on a different target, but looks to teleport away to safety. BRB is also available on Izayaki, so if anyone gets picked on the side of Reject, they can go right back into the fight. But Gargoyle starts things off with the Rage of Ultron. NX counters with the Ensong Inferno, but there is no value just yet, but NX will be the first to fall.
Yeah, first to fall indeed. Now the yummy comes out. They find 3. They spit out the ally. They're heading towards the end. I never doubted you, Dodobi. I never doubted you. Absolute cinema as Reject fire back.
And also denies the Loki ultimate coming in from Lastro. The Soul Resurgence stolen is not going to be available, and that's a key ultimate being used up, being burned away by Reject. And now Crazy Raccoon, now in a tough situation. They have to find a way back in here with that Jeff ultimate shutting down any sort of comeback. Reject need to find a way to hold off what could be Crazy Raccoon's comeback push.
Yeah, you know, Finale just hiding around the corner like a snake in the grass, looking for an early pick. Finds Lastro hovering around the corner. But, you know, just enough for the strategist to be wary, right? That's the thing. You peel away. You don't keep attention on to the front side now. J-Mac looking for a little shark hunting. They're looking for the likes of Dodobi, who did so much damage on his backside. I love that we're getting this 1v1, but now into the air we go. Legendary says Finale. Bringing on the Soul Surges is big onto Marvel, but the BRB brings back Venom.
I think Vital was able to deny Marvel's Feast of the Abyss. We'll see if that's the case, but J-Mac lays out the Star-Spangled Path as everyone of Crazy Raccoon look to take advantage of it, gets that bonus health, get that shield going. We'll see if Crazy Raccoon are able to take over. Still in control is Reject on the site here, as everyone on Reject look to finish things here as NX, the star of Crazy Raccoon, looking to seize control, but still in favor is Reject right now.
Yeah, 80% and climbing towards the tail end right now as holy, Piggy's finding a lot of space. It's NX holding the fort right now. Okay, powers of Mai. It is a CYA in contention at the moment for the side of Rejects to be able to pop that out. Great sleep onto Izayaki and just put them out of action for a little bit now. These 1v1s in we go. Finds Finale. 99%. This is the point of no return.
This is, in fact, the point of no return. Dobi does have the It's Jeff combo if he wants to use it right here, right now. The Rage of Ultron from Gargoyle trying to zone away Crazy Raccoon, who have yet to take a point of control on the site. And now Crazy Raccoon's 2 members piled onto the site, but the Karma Revival is available on the side of Vital. As soon as 1 member of Crazy Raccoon goes down, that's going to be the signal for Vital to pop that ultimate immediately. JT3 getting caught up in the Heaven's Retribution. NX also in the thick of it right now, still finding frags, finds Izayaki, who doesn't have a way to come back into this fight, but NX ignores the front line of Reject, looks to be the difference, looks to make it happen right here, right now, and Crazy Raccoon, despite getting to 99, will finally get on the board.
I mean, it took everything from them, right, to dig deep and figure out how to combat. Honestly, Reject were kind of running around circles for them a bit, which made that target acquisition for the side of Crazy Raccoons just a little bit too hard. But with JMac doing something similar, distracting the back line, you know, forcing the Dobie to have to do weird things that, once again, on their ass is the Captain America, the Dobie hunting for a bit of a way out by sneaking it through in the midst of it all, helping Piggy force JMac to be hovering and forcing themselves back effectively.
Yeah, and Dobie, being the slippery shark as he is, still does have the It's Jeff. Could use it at any given moment. NX going to kick things off to just at least try to deny the CYA, but everyone on Reject were quick to react to it. We now cut to a wide view of this entire fight. The Meteor is going to be tanked by Marvel, but he still goes down to the hands of JT3. NX still firing away, firing the shots as Crazy Raccoon look to get it to halfway.
They do indeed. They're finding some sense in the rhythm that Rejects are bringing, despite the coalition of wandering sharks and diving venoms. They're able to isolate and hold back the advancements. Crazy Raccoons, you know, taking this high ground, which is superior for themselves. Force out Piggy. Great displacement and eyes back onto this point.
Staying tall, standing true to what he does best, but the Rage of Ultron is going to cause a bit of issues as JMac still undetected, unseen, as NX has to fight his way out of a wild Piggy, and Dobie sends two to the abyss, as Seunghoon also following with his fellow strategists as Reject look to overtake and take over the site. NX switching over to the Doctor Strange. Can he get it down in time? We gotta see. Overtime meter comes up, is fast going down. Here comes the portal. NX will be the first entry, but the blender from Finale isn't enough. No, he's going to portal into safety, and Crazy Raccoon have one more fight in them.
They do indeed, because the Soul Resurgence comes out to provide that support for everyone. I'm looking at Vital, who has the Karmic Revival as well. Gargoyle being pressured into the back line. Here's the Abyss. Are we in good? We absolutely are. That's the Karmic Revival out of action. Crazy Raccoons might be losing steam here, especially with Marvel on that pick of the strategist. Finale applying the same amount of pressure on the back line. Astro is taken out of action. There is the Karmic Revival indeed coming out and bringing back, redoing everything. It's a great stun, honestly, coming from NX.
But Dobie does trade things out. Vital down, no cocoon available as Izayaki does put down the CYA. Overtime meter so damn close to expiring, but Crazy Raccoon have a chance as Finale speeding, rocketing his way back into the fight to help his fellow teammates. But Dobie has the Land Shark ultimate. Can he get the job done here? We'll see about that as everyone clamoring in. Hell's Heaven's Retribution going to find no one just yet because he has it ready, and ready is everyone on Reject looking to secure the site as Marvel and Dobie team up to find two. Crazy Raccoon are going to crumble right here. Reject finally take round one.
This is the first time that Reject are in the lead against Crazy Raccoons. We tied up at map 6, and now having a point on map 7 that is domination puts them one singular point from reclaiming their title as kings, as winners, as champions of Asia.
Been in this spot before, but now it's in the side of Reject. Every single amount of momentum onto the hands of Reject. You gotta feel for what Crazy Raccoon is feeling right now.
Yeah.
You had the map advantage, you had 3, you had the round in your grasp. There was that one domination round where Crazy Raccoon were at map point, series point, championship point. And now Crazy Raccoon are on the back foot for the first time in this entire series.
Yeah. Even with Vital popping out that Karmic Revival to bring back, what, 2 of their team members, it just couldn't stand in the face of the Dobie plus Piggy absolutely making wonders on that point. Away we go is this final moment. Crazy Raccoons being forced back into a bit of a cocoon here. as Finale puts a very aggressive teleport to maybe get into this back line, supported by the rest of the teams, right? Marvel and Adobe doing absolute wonders to make havoc, and now it's going to be the Galactic Legends. Bubble comes out to maybe distract just a little bit, can't find enough of those squishy targets on the back line. Finally Vital and Seunghoon will fall to the wayside as the Yaki will be traded out by JT3, but on the hunt while Jack, they find Lastro, they find the right clone, and Rejects will firmly and securely get this first point for themselves.
That was probably the worst person to go down. Seunghoon getting lasered down by the Galactic Legend, greeted to save the Soul Resurgence, opted to see if he was able to find a better time to use it, and that might have been a punishing blow as Seunghoon was forced to walk back onto the site, and the rest of Reject are going to take full advantage of that.
Oh my gosh.
He goes undetected. Does he have a way to punish this? As here comes Marvel, takes down Vital, who does have the cocoon though, so it's not the end of the world here in this fight for Crazy Raccoon, as Lastro gonna get sent into the abyss. No God of Mischief available as Finale takes down, wins that 1v1 against NX as the CYA all but secures what might be a round win as JT3 swallows up Dobie, who does come back thanks to the BRB. And NX, now it's his turn on the Galactic Legend. Finale trying to flip his way into a win, but no, you cannot outrun, you cannot hide from NX as he is the star, he is the show, he will be the Raccoon that sends the Crazy Raccoons hopefully to a map and maybe it's control for the time being. Reject make it to about 63, but there is still resistance coming in.
There is indeed. They forced the teleporting one back in. Piggy's flying back into action. They're buying time at a sliver of their map, just dancing around. And finally, at the tail end, they lose control. They have to reassemble. Marvel has to skedaddle out of there. Right? They've done the right thing and buy themselves perhaps 12% back onto this point.
Oh my gosh, the nerves, everyone at the edge of their seats, eyes glued to the monitors. As both Reject and Crazy Raccoon putting on an absolute show right now here in this best of 7 grand final. But we are not done. We're nowhere near from getting done as Crazy Raccoon look to find a defensive play here. Marvel trying to find the tendrils, will tag down Vital, who has been the main target for all of these fights. That's another great knockup coming in, but the bubble will keep Seunghoon alive for just a bit longer. Lastro has the stolen Soul Resurgence and will mischief his way to heal up Crazy Raccoon back into the fight, but Vital, keep in mind, he did get picked out early in that fight, so he's still making his way back in as Finale lasers down NX, another 1v1 win for him. Marvel takes over as well, but here comes the ultimate barrage from both sides as Vital revives everyone, as J-Mech puts down the path to keep everyone alive and well. Will deny the the Galactic Legend, but Dobie, look at this multi. He heard your name, he heard the criticism, and now he takes full advantage of this fight as Reject look to reclaim the site, maybe just one step closer to that championship berth.
Finale playing out of their freaking minds. The tracking on this Star-Lord is insane. Piggy's already got the Heaven's Retribution online, which means that if you couple that with perhaps the Rage of Ultron, that's just so much damage concentrated into a very small area.
10 seconds left here. This might be the last stand, but the Heaven's Retribution is absolutely perfect. It takes up so many members of Crazy Raccoon, but everyone staying alive, staying well. But there is still one member on Crazy Raccoon that made it onto the site and will trigger that overtime meter. So heroics coming in from J-Mech, able to stay alive, stay onto the site. And is that the difference? Is that going to be Crazy Raccoon having some sort of life in them?
Just dancing around right now, basically pushing Rejects off into high ground now. Extermination indeed. It's gonna be the Meteor M. Can't find anything, but these lamps are being forced out. Now tracking Piggy around this corner. COI online, but the focused out immediately. It's an open frag zone, and NX will find their mark onto Gargoyle after the Rage of Ultron, the spin to win.
Finale.
Now it's going to be Finale looking to put their final nail in the coffin. Dobie doesn't get away from J-Mac. Now it is the ultimate from Finale, finding Vital out of action. Star-Lord v Star-Lord, dancing around. round. Vital's coming back with the
Piggy's
cocoon.
with the assist. NX does win the 1v1, but Piggy does trade out in the end. Crazy Raccoon, though, during the midst of all that, we're able to reclaim the site. Now look at the point. 99-99 is going to be the name of the game here as we head into round number 2. NX now the star shining brightly here in this second round. He has to do it. He needs to be the difference maker. Dobie tries to find members here, but the portal opens up. The heavens trying to open for the side of Reject, looking to hold for just a bit longer. This game cannot get any more intense than this as Seunghoon and Vital look to team up to find 2. Dobie comes back as J-Mac is just standing still, standing tall. Can he do it? No, still, some members still leak onto the site. J-Mac does have the freedom charge, but doesn't want to use it just yet. NX getting the shelter, getting their assist from the team. But Crazy Raccoon, they're getting their 2 frags, 3 more, 4 more to go. And Final finishes the job. The lamps not going to shine here for Reject as they fall here in this round number 2. Marvel might just be experiencing what is the inevitable. Crazy Raccoons sends us to all the maps, all the rounds here in map number 7.
It goes the distance to the very end. Yeah, Asia says if we can't have a map 8, we will take all 3 points of domination. It comes down to this very last map. Everything and all the ultimates that were transferred over. What a back and forth. Honestly, it felt like an entire map on its own. That last 99% on both sides. And production doing their best to give us as much action as possible. On our side, we're being absolute rap gods. And we have to, because these teams are playing out of their freaking minds.
15 seconds before the gates open. One more round. After this, we are done. We will crown a victor here. How does everyone feel about that? I am absolutely shaking right now. Everyone is definitely playing out of their goddamn minds. Everyone at the edge of their seats, even the audience watching this at home. We've got 2,000 of you watching what could be a historic moment for Crazy Raccoon. But we have one more round to play, and this is all it comes down to.
Oh, J-Mac has Izayaki's number so early on. Now looking for the Dobie. We'll have to skedaddle out of there. Okay, uses the freedom charge as their insurance policies to get out and about onto the back line, even taking care of that teleporter. Now onto the side we go. J-Max have made enough space. Look at the amount of ultimates that Crazy Raccoon has as well. They're going to focus in on Marvel, but the shield's coming in the nick of time and to save them a little bit of skin.
This opening fight going a little bit in favor of Crazy Raccoon as Vital and NX. Okay, I said a little advantage. They're gonna take a mile with this fight as NX and the rest of the Raccoons look to take control. J-Mac taking down what looks like to be Izayaki for the second time this fight already as Piggy does find a trade onto JT3. Vital though will bring that man advantage still in favor of Crazy Raccoon with that Karma Revival. Marvel does find NX, but J-Mac is quick to trade.
Now it's high in the sky, trying to figure out what to do with their Galactic Legends. The Dobie out of action, right? That's not a great one to start off with. And Finale using the teleport to get out of there, looking for new target acquisitions to make the deal with Bob. Hey, all eyes on J-Mac, right? Who has been such a nuisance in the back line. Look at that shield go! Fighting Marvel mid-dive as well on Hungry for More. This man can go all day indeed. Shogun's right there with them to be able to provide that damage boost for all these players. A bit of a quiet now as Rejects have to kind of reassemble for themselves.
Look at this reposition though, the rotations coming in. Now they're gonna get spotted by Crazy Raccoon, who are taking control of the site finally. Now up to 20%. Everyone on Crazy Raccoon dodging away from the jump in. Finale just all the way in there, looking to blend what is left of Crazy Raccoon as Lostro pops that God of Mischief, uses the Soul Resurgence to try to keep Crazy Raccoon in this fight. Now Reject looking for that retake as well. Crazy Raccoon not quite finding any sort of frag just yet. Here we go. J-Mac going to open things up as Finale needs to be the star of Reject. It's really NX versus finale here. The star of stage 1 versus the star of stage 2 as Marvel finds the pick up to Vital, who does have the cocoon and will find it to use it at any given moment.
Dobby doing Dobby things in the background. Surviving is the key aim of the game here. NX, Galactic Action is cut pretty much short. Finale finds their demise as well with beautiful clicks from
great sleep.
Vital, who is just taking names. You think it's going rejects? Wait, nay. Crazy Raccoons are just firing back on all cylinders.
70% now, 30 seconds left for Reject to find a way back in. Is this the moment? Did Crazy Raccoon wake up at the perfect time in this map number 7? We have yet to see. 15 seconds now. Reject need to make their way in. This is the last stand. Dobby threatening the It's Jeff. Everyone on Crazy Raccoon need to play this absolute perfection. They want to cross the line into the best win, but the Heaven's Retribution! Oh my god, Vital! You might have been the savior of Crazy Raccoon. Overtime coming into fruition for the final time. This entire series, this entire tournament is Vital looking to be the difference, but Finale looks to use the legend as Marvel also teaming up to try to find something, but Lastro with the God of Mischief will not give them any room.
Piggy's just being a bit slippery, just diving around, escaping with their life. Now focus fire onto Marvel we go. Easy to strategists in the backline being harassed by NX to just get off the backline onto Gargle. We go, the tracking is insane. Spin to win. We'll steal the deal onto Gargle. Important one, say the least, out of the range of that CYA. Now Gargle will find J-Mac. That's a matchup you don't see every day. Okay, away we go into the thick of it. Straight in, right? The Shooting Drone doing everything they can to provide support and the revenge onto NX.
Well, the Revival still brings NX back into the fight. The Karma Revival only now expires. So everyone on Crazy Raccoon able to go absolutely crazy here, as this might be the breaking point here. NX with the Galactic Legend forcing everyone away as the Raccoons decide that now is the time to go absolutely rabid, absolutely rampant over the Reject roster as they take over Ignite Stage 2 and will reborn themselves off the back of NX, and they will be your Ignite Stage 2 Asia champions.
They took the first 3. They gave the next 3 to Reject, perhaps for the script, perhaps for the drama. But it's Crazy Raccoons that were able to clutch all the way to the very end. It took all the way to map 7, a domination match. Not just 2 points, but the 3rd point for Crazy Raccoons to flip the script, to rewrite history, to change their destiny, to take it and win out as champions of Asia Stage 2. Congratulations to Crazy Raccoons. What a decider best of 7 it is. It obviously had to go the distance as far as it could go. And ultimately, you know, it almost looked like Crazy Raccoons had the wind punched out of them during this couple of rounds. It almost looked like they were out of steam after having gone through 3 matches against Genji early on today. It almost looked like their momentum was stalled and staggered by Reject, who came in 3 rounds back to back to push us into a near reverse sweep from the defending champions. But defending champions no more. We crown a new victor for ourselves here in Asia.
Crazy Raccoons experience heartbreak. Oh my god, my voice can't even handle it. They experienced heartbreak back in stage 1. They only were able to secure a 3rd place finish, barely missing out on the mid-season final over in Guangzhou, China. But today, they experience triumph as they are able to conquer what is left of the Asia region. They will experience the top spot. And NX, the man, the myth, the legend of Crazy Raccoons, he came in on this Crazy Raccoon roster. He said he wanted to win Ignite, and he's finally done it. Dream now realized. And NX can now confidently say he is one of the best in the world.
Indeed. I mean, for the fact that 3rd place was able to shut down Asia number 2, shut down Asia number 1. It's so well deserving for Crazy Raccoons, right? If you think about Crazy Raccoons going against XOXO as well as Genji as well as Rejects. In the last 3 matchups, they've played 14 maps and won 10 of them, which is obviously what is required to be able to shut down number 4, number 2, and number 1 to claim the title for yourself. Unbelievable performance for all these players to be able to think on your feet, dig deep, having gone through 2 series today, counter pick, counter strat, come up with new inventive solutions. And of course, we want to dig into the hearts and minds of one of the key players here for Crazy Raccoons, none other than NX themselves.
NX will be joining us in a short moment. I don't know if you're going to be as calm as you used to be in that interview. Welcome back. How do you feel after that one? Because we're absolutely losing
I'm
our
so
mind.
stressed.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I completely understand. Oh my gosh, what a series you put up. Absolute cinema. And oh my gosh, again, we go to map 7 here in the Asia region.
Yeah, NX, I wish I had a heartbeat tracker right now because I am stressed. And if I'm stressed as a caster, I can't even imagine what it is like for the 6 of y'all in the server. I mean, do tell me, right? I mean, you walked into this best of 7 having won the first 3. It must... And then losing the next 3, how did that transition happen for you? Like, how was the morale looking with each of your map picks being slipped away by the side of Rejects 1 at a time?
Look, so honestly, like, we started off the series like relatively low energy, I won't lie. Like, those first 3 maps came very easily, but as we started losing, we started upping it just 1% every single loss. We just kept pushing at it, and by the end, there was just no stopping us. You know, like we have like just with JMac playing now, we just have like really like true leadership, you know, and like veterans like Lastro just keeping everyone together, you know?
Yeah, and that's exactly what really sent them across the line. And now, as the champion, you're going into Atlanta as the #1 seed. Do you have anything to say to the world now that you are the best team coming out of Asia?
Oh, I'm so ready to compete. I'm just so ready.
So ready indeed. I mean, it takes a lot to have to deal with. I don't know if you heard me right before the show, but right before you came on. But you know, in the last 3 matchups, you know, Crazy Raccoons has won 10 out of the 14 maps that you put up a show. So absolutely perform. I gotta ask you a couple more questions. I know you're very tired and want to celebrate your team, but hey, during I want to say map number 5, there was the Thor thing combination that came out, and that's never been seen before. Was that like just experimentation? Was it forethought? What was that all about? Could you shed some light?
Oh yeah, everything in this playoffs is like iterating so fast that nearly everything we do is experimentation. Like we played the Rocket Jeff comp for the very first time in our match. So same with the Thor, same with the thing, all of that.
I love it. I mean, it goes to show that it really takes a lot of quick thinking on your feet and to be able to progress things along. And I like the way you said, hey, maybe start things off with low energy because you didn't really need to put in the effort perhaps for getting the first 3 maps under your belt, but things started to build. Oh, out of the 6 of y'all in the call itself, would you consider anybody like a vibe merchant, someone really holding the vibes strong and happy for everyone?
Oh, it's all of us, man, but JMac is just such a great leader, and I'm so happy to have him in the game, and, you know, he's a champion now, you know, he proved himself. Probably not a lot of people believed in him, I bet, because he's a coach stepping in last second, but he came in 0 practice into our match and just, like, what can I say? Like, he won the championship, you know? Same with Vital.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, and the amount of support and substitutions that you had to make, and despite all that, you guys still made it in the end. And you also said before coming into stage 2 you wanted to win the whole damn thing, and now your dream is realized. How do you feel? I'm sure there's a lot of emotions going through right now.
You know, I feel so great, but I knew we were capable from the start. You know, I just want to get one thing out there. So Crazy Raccoon did fly me out to Tokyo to their HQ so I can play under the best conditions on
Oh yeah, I
thing.
see that. I see the Crazy Raccoon logo right behind you.
Yeah, thank you to Pavane and Twinkle for hosting me. It means the world.
Huge shout outs. Hey, while you're at it, you know, we do want to formally give you some time. You know, you have the mic, you have the stage, you're talking to thousands of people on YouTube and Twitch. Is there anything you personally want to shout out apart from what you just did just now as well?
I just love my whole team. Thank you for carrying me. I appreciate it.
All right, that'll do us for today. Thank you so much, NX. Congratulations on being the champion of Ignite Stage 2. And we can't wait to see you in Atlanta.
Thank you.
What a tournament. What a series. What a match. What a grand